Welcome in, Samantha. I'm just getting my stuff, my hashtags finished, and then I'll be on. Did you get it out? Yeah, purple. By the way, the first thing I want to say on the stream is I appreciate everybody who ran up my Nelk Boys video. My first ever video so far. I'm working my hardest to get the videos I drop in the algorithm. Stay over here, honey. So I appreciate all the love and support on that video. My first ever video to drop almost at 2,000 views. So you know, I really do appreciate that. That means a lot to me, and I'm gonna continue to upload videos like I am and get my video game more, or my video game more better, and we're just gonna continue to go up. All right. But yeah, I appreciate everybody going and showing love and support to the video. We're gonna continue to make videos like that. I'm gonna continue to drop good, nice um, videos for you guys to enjoy. And yeah, we're just gonna continue to go up in the views. So I appreciate every single person for showing love and support, man. To me, it's very awesome that we had a video reach over 1,000. We get thousands of views on these streams I do every single day, right? But releasing a video and getting 1,000 views that way is awesome, and I'm just very grateful and very much appreciative of it all. So God bless everybody who shows support and supports me daily, and yeah. So over the weekend, make sure you guys double tap that screen. Everybody coming in here, make sure you guys double tap that screen. We always try and hit 100 likes within the first hour. So double tap that screen, show some love and support. I'm gonna be live today for I don't know how long. Tomorrow I will not be live though because I'm bringing my daughter somewhere to get her tonsils checked at a specific location, and she's most likely gonna be getting her tonsils out soon. My oldest daughter already did, but my youngest um is about to as well. So yeah, over the weekend more Epstein files were released. Apparently Pam Bondi just said screw it, I'm gonna release them all. There's still names that are redacted, but Congress can see the names.
Transparency Act.
Congress,
Plus,
Congress can go in and check it out and see everything. I must tell you, hearing Jeffrey Epstein's voice was weird to me. That little New York voice, you know how he talks like a New Yorker. Hey, give me a chopped cheese, mate. That's not New Yorker, but yeah. So I won't be live tomorrow. I will be live today for I don't know how long. And crap, I forgot to do the channel analytics thing. Here, hold on 1 second. Because my youngest daughter will be getting her tonsils out, so yeah, that sounds fantastic. Good morning, Skippy. My older daughter already got them out. My youngest is about to as well, I'm sure. All right, let's get into this. I'm tired today. Don't mind me for being tired today, guys. Didn't get good sleep last night. Both my kids are sick. I swear it's consistently always some sickness going around. So make sure you guys show some love and support by hitting the like button. And yeah, so shout out to Law and Crime for the video. And let's get into it.
There's something deeply up with you.
videos of girls dancing in a Manhattan.
Deeply fucked up with you. I agree. Aubrey, what are you doing, honey? Elia, what's Aubrey doing?
Townhouse.
Okay.
Model castings, pornography of all kinds. These are just a few of the more than 2,000 videos released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. Plus, there are interviews where Epstein calls himself a Tier 1 sexual predator.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
We dug through hours of footage to find some of the creepiest but most telling clips. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. All right, quick 180 before we jump into this. I know I talk about sponsors, but when I'm passionate about one, how can I not talk about it? Proof wallets, okay? I started hearing people saying, oh, this is the best wallet I've ever had, all that. Hype is real. First of all, you know what I love? Proof wallets, it is a veteran-owned company, and it's built by craftsmen who take pride in what they make. Look at the design. Look at that craftsmanship, but also super secure. Not only are they RFID blocking, they also hold up to 25 cards without feeling bulky or like anything is really gonna slip out. Here's the best part, it's how they treat their customers.
Gives a fuck. Get you
Mail out the tapes. So your entire order today, that is code SIDEBAR for 20% off. We talk so much about the Epstein files these past few weeks. The emails, the case summaries, the reports, the photos, unfortunately. What about the videos? What about the tapes? What about the Epstein tapes? From a legal point of view, I will tell you, sometimes I can't think of a more compelling piece of evidence to show a jury than videos, because videos, they capture something that no other piece of evidence can. Movements, actions, time, behavior. And here, again, I'll throw in the unfortunately, there are tapes in the Epstein files release that we got to talk about. We are referring to more than 2,000 videos with hours of footage, all apart.
Yeah, apparently, like, there's something with Michael Jackson, too, going on, where, like, we owe him an apology, like, for trying to accuse him of messing with a bunch of boys or whatever at his house or something. Apparently, we owe him a huge apology, so I haven't went through the files yet, honestly, I haven't. I've been dealing with sick kids, and I've been tired myself, so. But, yeah, again, thank you guys for running up the Nelk Boys video. I appreciate everybody, man. My first video to almost hit 2,000 views. We do thousands of views on these streams daily, Monday through Friday. But I'm trying to get my algorithm up on my video, like my video discography. So to see that is nice. And I appreciate everybody who went and supported the video and who continues to support me. We have 50 minutes left within this first 60 minutes of every stream. Turn that down a little bit, please. Within the first 60 minutes of every single stream, we always try and hit 60 likes. So make sure you guys hit that like button, double tap the screen. If the double tap doesn't work, go to the top 3 dots on the top right corner of your screen and hit the like button that way. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. we're definitely gonna hit 11,000 before the end of the month. We're at 10. That we're starting to stream with 10,354. Let's see if we can get to 10,400. Much love to everybody, guys. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday. I hope you guys all had a good Valentine's weekend. I'm my own Valentine, so. But much love. If anyone wants to donate, I do have a 10 super chat go up of $10 and above. Get your name written on the donor wall. But any big donations, go to the Ko-Fi pinned in the comments because YouTube does take a brutal 30%. So let's get into this. I'm going to go check on my girls while this plays. I'll be right back.
Part of the Department of Justice's release of materials through the Epstein Files Transparency Act. And this includes the tapes of Jeffrey Epstein himself, which are particularly strange because we never really hear this guy speak before, let alone in this way. And remember, he's the man at the center of all this, and we'll get to that. But I do want to preface this by saying that much of the footage is redacted, and we don't know the ages or the identities of the women and the girls that have been covered by black boxes, so I'll be just calling them females, since, again, we don't know how old they are. Now, I do want to talk about arguably some of the most uncomfortable clips first, okay? Some of the footage included in the release is pretty innocuous. Someone playing with a small dog, what looks like a promotional piece for Little St. James Island, often called Epstein's Island, which he owned. Now, I say innocuous, we know what was happening on that island was allegedly not innocent. Multiple victims have come forward to say that they were assaulted and abused on that island. That island is also the centerpiece for many potential scandals, with people questioning whether some of the world's wealthiest and most powerful people visited it. If there's a claim that you visited that island, it's as toxic as it gets. Now, some of the clips, although they're redacted, obviously pornography sites. It's unclear how many of the clips were from legitimate online porn sites. And
by the way, guys, I have bad news as well. Very somber morning this morning. My tortoise Bud has passed away. Don't know why. Don't know the reasons. I built him like the picture perfect tank. He had the perfect stuff he needed. And yeah, I mean, he was doing good eating and stuff like that, but then the past few weeks he just seemed to kind of be off. I was trying to look for signs of, respiratory infection, maybe his humidity wasn't right or this or that. But yeah, Bud passed away, man. I'm very sad about that. I guess the only good thing that comes out of it is Spritz can take his cage, because that cage will last Spritz his whole life, and I could probably get him a mate to even be in the cage with him. But yeah, it's very sad morning this morning. Again, don't know how long I'm gonna be live today, because tomorrow we do have a doctor's appointment with ear, nose, and throat for my youngest daughter, Aubriella, to get her tonsils checked out. So yeah. But God bless everybody in the chat. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. Again, we have almost 45 minutes left. We always try and hit 100 likes within the first hour, so everybody like the stream. Show some love and support. If you guys want to help me out with my journey to 100,000 subscribers, send through your super chats if you feel like I deserve a blessing. God bless you. Welcome in, Skippy. Welcome in, Pumpkin, Samantha, the whole crew. I love you guys.
How many were created by Epstein's victims at his behest, but several of the porn videos have website watermarks at the bottom referencing teens, unfortunately. But other videos are just strange. For example, you got this selfie video of Epstein making weird and unsettling faces into the camera. There's another that shows him standing up on a countertop in a large kitchen and then getting down and literally chasing a female around the room. Again, I don't know how old this person is. There's also footage of him dancing with someone in what appears to be a hallway. You know what? Actually, there are.
And by the way, if you guys keep seeing me get up, it's because there's no school today. So, yeah. But, yeah, there's no school today. So if you guys keep seeing me get up, that's why. And, yeah.
Lots of dancing videos, with several apparently filmed in Epstein's office at his home in New York City. And I just gotta say this, how creepy is this one? In one of the videos, you can clearly see a paternity test, this kit sitting on Epstein's desk. Some of the footage is especially unsettling because while we don't know the age of the females in the video, there are also stuffed animals visible in the frame. For example, this selfie video of someone holding a Cookie Monster doll, and another, which we can assume based on the context contains pornographic material, shows a teddy bear in the background. And there's even a video of someone playing with a young child, handing them various toys and stuffed animals. We don't know who this child is, where this video was taken, the connection to Epstein, but obviously really concerning. And remember, Before he died, he was facing federal sex trafficking of minors charges. There's also around 14 hours of footage in all, and much of it is made up of short snippets of video. There's almost zero context provided for where the videos came from, who they show.
I wonder when they drop, because the other day I was going through trying to find a bunch of video as well. We might have to try and go through some on stream.
Why Epstein might have kept them, whether or not they were going to be pivotal in his criminal trial. I tell you this, there's a clip of someone filming a woman receiving a massage, and pretty disturbing when you consider that Epstein and his partner Ghislaine Maxwell, they were accused of luring teen girls to his home with the promise of money in exchange for a massage. That was the grooming tactic, right? That's what led to the abuse. That's what led to the escalation. There's footage of someone taking a bubble bath. There's dozens of videos apparently sent from women and girls to Epstein showing them in various states of undress. And there are videos that are apparently sent to Epstein or his staff.
Getting all the flavors of all the jellies. We already got 4 bags, but she thought it wouldn't be enough, so she's getting some more. She's very serious about it. How many jelly beans did we get?
Is that Ghislaine's voice?
And then it's just a little part of what we've got.
And it seems glaringly obvious in some of the files that these females are pretty young. In another creepy section of the files, we can see a kind of grainy black and white image of an office, which appears to have been taken from a security camera of some kind. And you know, there have been a lot of differing information about surveillance in Epstein's homes. You have photos that were taken inside his Manhattan townhouse by law enforcement after his 2019 arrest that show at least 2 cameras near the ceiling, so one in a bedroom and one in a hallway, as well as some sort of base of operations. And there's a sign on the door that says 24-hour video surveillance. Now, the thing about that is, in these files, in this Epstein release, there was a 2014 email sent by Epstein that says, "Let's get 3 motion-detected hidden cameras that record. Thanks." And there's long been speculation that Epstein was filming basically everything all the time in order to use the videos to blackmail the world's elite. That was a common allegation, a common theory, but in an email included in the files, there was an agent who sent the following to then FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino, and it says, quote, "During the searches of Epstein's New York residence and USVI residence in 2019, the FBI searched for videos and surveillance cameras. My understanding from the case agent is that there were no cameras found inside any bedrooms or living areas of either residence. I understand that surveillance cameras were located near the entrances of the residences." So if that's true, okay, that's strange, but also, did something change? I don't know. You know, is it always the case that there wasn't something there, or why they couldn't find it? I don't know. It's just interesting to say the least. But next I mentioned hearing from Epstein himself, right? So a big part of this is a long interview that was conducted by Steve Bannon, former White House chief strategist. And according to the files, there was this idea, seemingly, to try to rehabilitate Epstein's image by producing a documentary about him. It's unclear why Bannon would have wanted to do this, but remember, this is after Epstein pleaded guilty to Florida state charges of solicitation of prostitution of a minor. And I mean, the files, they show a lot of communication between the two, texts, emails, several photos of the two of them together, really looking at that 2018-2019 timeframe. I mean, I'll give you an idea. Epstein said in one message to Bannon, "I don't like texting," to which Bannon replied, "Got it." February 2019, before Epstein was federally indicted, Epstein wrote to Bannon, "Do you think I can do my own video interview and upload it on YouTube?" Woody said he would help edit, not sure how to stage, what points to make, but better than trying to do an interview that I have no experience doing. Goal to humanize.
Yeah, all these, like, I'm looking at a lot of these files, and it's just like all of them are just pictures of the house, this, that, and the third, you know, like, it's so difficult to find everything. Good thing, shout out Illinois, welcome in Sylvia. Good thing Ian Carroll's coming out with the AI tool to help go through all the files, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, man, it's crazy. At least it got released though, and at least the people in the oversight committee and in the whatever the fuck it's called can see the redacted names. At least they can see what's redacted, you know. We just need 85 more beautiful people to double tap their screen to get to 100 likes within the first hour. We have 40 minutes left within the first hour of the stream. We always do a thing where we try and hit 100 likes within the first hour. So double tap your screens, show some love and support, and yeah, God bless everybody, man.
The monster. I will note here it's believed he's talking about Woody Allen, and the text that Epstein sent to Bannon just before this exchange reads, "Dinner with Woody or too many pedos in one place?" Yikes, to say the least. And Bannon, by the way, also laid out this plan. Quote, "First, we need to push back on the lies, then crush the pedo trafficking narrative, then rebuild your image as philanthropist." To be clear, Bannon hasn't been accused of a crime. He's been very vocal about wanting the files to be made public.
I'm pretty sure just even trying to rebuild Epstein's image is a crime, right? That should be considered a crime within itself.
Public, and even though the documentary was never produced, we have this footage, okay? You get this footage where Bannon is interviewing Epstein. It kind of gives you a window into this guy that you never saw before because, again, we don't really have that much of him even speaking, but take a look.
How did a schmuck like you get on the board of Rockefeller? What year was that?
I don't remember. Late, I think 89 or 91.
So that's one of the most prestigious research places in the world, correct?
Yes.
Okay, how did a guy like you get on the board of a blue blood, internationally known, hard research, Nobel Prize winners all over the place? How do they pick a guy like you, a traitor from, or basically some guy from Bear Stearns?
Good question. So I was asked to be on the board of Rockefeller.
Yeah, the interview primarily focuses on Epstein's reputation as this apparent financial genius, someone who was practically clairvoyant when it came to markets around the world. And to give you kind of context here, when Epstein was arrested for soliciting a minor for prostitution out in Palm Beach in Florida, this is, again, he made that deal in 2008. The United States was dealing with a huge financial crisis at the time, remember? And so when Bannon asked Epstein...
Yeah, there's a rabbit hole on why Epstein could be involved in that financial crisis too, the housing crisis. Big rabbit hole on that, where he could have caught, he could be the reason why, you know, that happened, allegedly. I've been off my meds. I'm a comedian who's been off my meds for weeks. Everything's a figment of my imagination, but everything is connected. It's just crazy once you start researching and you start doing all this. It's just how everything is just connected. And people are waking up, and it's going to be interesting to see how things go, especially with this whole not paying federal taxes thing. We're really going to see how our government acts. Well, we just need 80 more beautiful people to double tap that screen and show some love and support. God bless every single person in here today. You could be spending your time anywhere else, but you're spending it with me, and I appreciate you. God bless you. 80 more beautiful people just need to hit that like button, double tap that screen. If the double tap doesn't work, hit the 3 dots in the top right corner of your screen, hit the like button, and also, most importantly, hit the subscribe button right up here with the notification bell so you can always be a part of every single stream. We're on the road to 20,000 subs, man.
About his knowledge of what was happening behind the scenes at some of the country's largest investment firms, Epstein also talked about his time behind bars.
How did you hear about what was going to happen to Lehman Brothers, and what did you immediately think when you heard they was going to be put into bankruptcy?
I'm glad you asked that question. I was in solitary confinement September 14th.
God, could you imagine this guy like trying to rub your back and saying, "Come on now, just relax. Just relax and settle your body."
And again, some of the public stories about the wonderful time I had in jail and my work release, which didn't come till months after. I'd been there since June in an 8x10 cell with a bed in the back, a 6-foot bed in the back, a chrome sink with a toilet attached to it, and a little piece of metal sticking out that was supposed to act as a table. Now, since I was in jail, there were no books. Why? There's no library. No library, but you're in jail. No, I was in jail, not prison. So in jail, I was in a place what's called the Special Housing Unit, which is for the roughest, toughest, meanest people.
No, the Special Housing Unit, Jeffrey, is for pedos like you. It's not, you were in the Special Housing Unit because if you were in general population, you would have been dead. Oh my
They
God.
put me there, they said, for my own protection. So I was in a,
I know I quit for like 3 weeks and then I started back in. I do not know why, and I'm trying to quit again. We got this together, Wisconsin.
8x10 cell with a little slit in the door where they would serve my food on a tray about 9 inches by 4 inches. And then as soon as I finished eating, they would take the tray and close it down. And one of the guards said, do you understand there's Wall Street's crashing. I'm worried about my pension fund. What should I do? And I said, sorry,
Appreciate the sub.
Wall Street's crashing, what's happened? And he said, there's some crisis and some companies are going bankrupt. I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah, it's all over the papers. We're all terrified we're going to lose our life savings because we have either a 401k or our pension funds. We don't know anything about money. Mr. Epstein, can you tell us, like, what's going on? Am I going to be able to afford my children's education? Am I going to be bankrupt like this company called Lehman Brothers? And there's another company in the front page today called Bear Stearns. Oh, no, I said. Why? Because that's the company I was a partner in.
And supposedly he pulled all of his money out, which he had a lot of money in there, dude. And that's supposedly what helped cause the housing crisis. So 67 more people just need to like the stream before we reach 100 likes within the first hour. We always try and reach 100 likes within the first hour of the stream. We have 33 more minutes left. Can we do it? We will see. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button.
And in fact, that was a company I had a very large investment in. So, as a great story, I didn't have my Wall Street Journal, but in the early mornings, you're allowed to make 2 phone calls, collect. And when you pick up the phone, you can dial a number, and when the person picks up, they say, you're getting a call from the Palm Beach County Jail. Will you accept reverse charges? And the person either says yes, and the call goes through, or the person says no. The person I had called was Jimmy Kane, the president of Bear Stearns. And I said, tell me what's going on. And so that my knowledge that the financial crisis happened with Jimmy, who was at the center of the storm, telling me about what Lehman had gone under, and they were trying to figure out a way, should they bail out Bear Stearns? The question you want to ask is, who was the other call to?
Okay, who was the other call to?
The other call was to my friend at J.P. Morgan, who was then, I didn't know it at the time, trying to buy Bear Stearns. So at one point, I had 2 phones. It was difficult because they're afraid people are going to hang themselves with the phone cord. So they don't actually come together and they're pretty short.
Kind of ironic he talks about that, right?
So I was actually going between 2 phones talking to Bear Stearns and J.P. Morgan at the same time. So I found it amusing.
And it never struck you about how to end up in a situation like this?
No, that would be probably means I would be too self-aware.
You can't possibly expect me to believe this.
I know. I don't believe it.
It's, you know, you're telling me that during that day, you never had a moment. You sat there and go, what the have I done with my life that I'm in a 6x9 jail cell when I should be on a trading desk or I should be in my $250 million.
He needs to go in the wood chipper. That's why he was in the jail cell, because he needed to go in the wood chipper. But they didn't put him in the wood chipper. They put him in the most cushy jail with the most cushy conditions, and yeah.
You know, the greatest townhouse in New York City, taking calls from the king of Saudi Arabia, the president of China, the head of Russia, the president of the United States, to save the world's population from a financial debacle. You honestly expect me to believe that that never happened?
You're suggesting I was sort of somewhat depressed, and how could this happen to me?
I'm not saying depressed. I'm saying a moment of awareness of how could I get myself into this situation.
No, I would just say how strange that this happens. Just, it's strange. I'm wearing a jumpsuit and flip-flops.
What color was the jumpsuit?
Brown. Brown.
Brown jumpsuit.
Yes.
I notice I don't see you in a lot of brown.
No.
Brown jumpsuit and flip-flops.
Flip-flops, yes.
With no access to books, no access to newspapers,
no access to anything.
You had lived on information.
Except my Almond Joy bars. I had extra Almond Joy bars.
Did you eat almond joy bars and things like that because you're afraid of what the cooks did to your food?
Yes.
Is that because of that you were in for the crimes that you were in for?
No, it was just because.
No, it was because he was afraid that he was no longer an asset to them boys and he was going to be poisoned, allegedly.
In fact, I was.
Is it because you're wealthy?
Yes.
How did you know that?
Well, people would constantly come if I was passing by or have to go for my medical. People would either ask to borrow money or make some other types of comments about.
In
the beginning,
what were the comments? At the beginning, what were the comments?
It serves you rich guys right that you're here next to me.
There was nothing about your crimes.
No.
So all this rumor you hear all the time.
He's such a liar, and he's trying to obfuscate away from his crimes because there's no way he was in jail for what he was in jail for, and people didn't know. First of all, when you're in that special housing unit, there's only two kinds of people who go there. People who request protective custody because they're afraid for their lives, whatever, or pedos, or T people. Hey guys, we see 57 more beautiful people to double tap that screen. Our record is we hit 100 likes within the first 45 minutes. That's our biggest record. Let's see how fast we can hit 100 likes. Much love to everybody.
About people in prison that commit the type of crimes you commit. That's you're saying in your personal thing is not true.
No.
It was all because you were rich.
Yes.
And it was all because they wanted to borrow money.
Or get advice. Yes.
Where they get advice to go long.
Yes.
Are you telling me?
Is this time to buy?
You're telling me in solitary confinement they're interested in going long.
Yeah. They want to know what
does that say
stocks.
about human nature?
Well, what I think the people find, one of the reasons they wanted to keep me in solitary confinement was they're afraid that everybody would want to know which stocks to buy.
Yeah, that's right. Epstein claims that those guards were asking him for financial advice. Now, at one point during the interview, Epstein apparently took a break to freshen up his wardrobe.
When did you first start to get nervous, understanding Bill Clinton and all this? Did you change glasses?
Yes.
You know what's crazy is that this shows you a bit about his character, that he had to take a break during the interview like this because to freshen up his wardrobe. It just shows you how self-centered and cocky and basically psychotic this guy is, to where he's like, okay, let me change my wardrobe. This might make me look better. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I changed shirt.
I saw that black.
Are you okay with the?
Yeah, great. I think we're gonna have all kinds of changes.
I'm experimenting.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you get a feeling? Did you ever anticipate before it happened something like 2008 could happen?
No.
Bannon keeps coming back to the fact that Epstein, for all of his apparent knowledge of how the world works, he ended up in prison. Although I will say that his attorneys worked out what's been called that sweetheart deal with the then U.S. attorney in Miami, Alexander Acosta, which ended with Epstein avoiding serious federal charges, getting kind of a light sentence for the state charges. And throughout the interview, Bannon seems to kind of needle Epstein, referring to things like the Me Too movement and asking at one point, this was big, whether Epstein is the devil himself.
When you say ownership in the system, it doesn't mean.
Let's start over.
Okay.
So flip
Sorry.
over your phone too, because
Yes.
I don't want anyone to see
Yes.
on your phone. So maybe flip it down or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows what the comes up with that phone?
That's correct.
Which one has sent you?
Oh my God, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows what the comes up with that phone?
That's correct.
Which one has sent you?
KSA.
I can't not believe I've got the magic moment when you're in prison or jail, wherever the it is,
It's
in
crazy.
solitary.
Now, there's a funny part to that we missed, which is said.
Go ahead, tell it.
The funny part is just what you asked me to
We're
say.
at 35 minutes, guys. We just need 34 more likes, and we'll be at 100 likes. We might break the record. 10 more minutes. Less than 10 minutes. If we can reach 100 likes in less than 10 minutes, we're breaking our record of 100 likes within the shortest amount of time.
Anything funnier than that?
No.
For black humor, it's
I don't make any black comments. Sorry. You asked me what I was wearing.
That's right. You're too wrapped up in the Me Too movement.
Yes.
I just asked a question. Is your money dirty money?
No, it's not. So, in fact.
Why is it not dirty money?
Because I earned it. A heart.
But you earned it through.
Dude, you earned it because Robert Maxwell all of a sudden decided to fall off a boat. and you got his money.
I
So
earned
you
it
earned it. We
legally.
went back to this before. You earned
Yes.
it. You earned it, advising the worst people in the world, right? That do enormous bad things, and just to make more money.
So, instead of asking me the question, should you take the money? Because I think it's a legitimate question.
You think it's a legitimate question?
Yes, no
Why?
question.
Holy
Because
shit, you guys are really running it up. I truly do appreciate you guys, man. 13 more likes and we'll be at 100 likes, man. This is going to be the fastest we've ever reached 100 likes since the stream started. We're at 36 minutes where we need 13 more beautiful people to hit the like button. That's crazy.
because I think you have to, ethics is always a complicated subject, but I can tell you that with the money I gave to help try to eradicate polio in Pakistan and India, instead of asking me whether that money should be given to these children for vaccines, I think you might want to ask their mothers who received the vaccine, who know their child now won't get polio.
Yeah, a person who is so invested in genetics and interested in genetics, he flew scientists out to his island all the time and all this other stuff. He's bragging about giving kids in Pakistan and in the Middle East fucking jabs. It's like, well, what was in them? Can I please see the vaccine packet?
And
Can I see it? Can I see what was in the vaccine?
ask them if Epstein should have helped these people.
If we
with their
walked in,
money.
if we walked in, you're
Is
a
that a fair
mathematician.
question?
You're a mathematician. If we walked into that clinic where they're giving that money out to these people that are
Holy crap. Thank you guys so much. New record. 37 minutes into the stream. We're already at 119 likes. You guys are the best. Thank you for running it up, man. You guys always do. I have the best community on YouTube, and I stand by that. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button up above my head, man. We're almost to 10,400. We can hit it, man. We're on the road to 20K. I'm trying to hit 20K by the end of the month. That's a bit of a far stretch, but I know we're going to hit 11K at least. But much love to everybody, man. God bless. Make sure you guys keep running up the likes, the subscriptions. I appreciate every single one of you guys, man. Welcome to the family. Sonk 5,000. Thank you. God bless you and your family. Welcome to the See Me Now family. God bless everybody who's in here. Appreciate everybody running it up, man. If you guys want to get your chats read, make sure you send through your super chats. Get your name written down on the donor wall. I do have a super chat goal up of 10 super chats, $10 and above. Any big donos, though, go to ko-fi.com, pinned in the comments. God bless everybody.
the most dire straits of poverty and sickness, and told them that the money was coming from a, what are you, class 3 sexual predator?
Tier 1.
Was tier 1's the highest and worst?
No, I'm
The lowest?
I'm the lowest.
You're the
yes.
lowest. Okay,
Well, I'm
tier
the lowest, but that makes me better. That makes me better than all the other sexual predators. I'm the lowest.
1, you're the lowest. But a criminal.
Yes.
That the money came from them. What percentage of people do you estimate? I understand you don't like probabilities. Do you estimate would say, I don't care, I want the money for my children?
I would say everyone said, I want the money for my children.
Did they know where the money came from?
I think if you told them, if I told them the devil,
100%.
the devil
himself.
The devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I'm gonna exchange some dollars for your child's life is crazy.
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
Sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember, the devil is somebody
devil's
knows.
smart?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number 1 or 2 archangel, and the reason he goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy. And his thing is, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
I saw that in a movie once called American Dharma. I don't remember who said it. Okay, we have to go.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That was good.
Now, there's one more thing that I want
God, his smile is just like evil.
to talk about before we wrap things up here, and included
I was
in
just gonna say, did you guys see that video of apparently people are saying it was not Ghislaine Maxwell in the just most recent jail interview or court hearing? I can't remember what it was, but people are saying it wasn't her. That's a body double. Let me know what you guys think in the chat.
the release were portions of a Ghislaine Maxwell deposition, as well as footage of apparent victims being interviewed by Palm Beach police
Yep.
detectives back in the early 2000s. Now, it's unclear if these clips were in Epstein's possession for some reason or if they were just connected to the investigation. Were they investigatory materials that the DOJ had? So, you know, it's unclear. And by the way, it's also unclear why only parts of Maxwell's deposition were released. And by that way, that was a deposition that she did with regards to a lawsuit that renowned Epstein accuser, Maxwell accuser, Virginia Giuffre had filed. So that's why you see this deposition in 2016. Now, back to those police interviews. We actually talked about these.
You know, and it was known that Virginia Giuffre took or wrote down a bunch of ledgers, right? And it makes me think about, because I found more of those ledgers, those coded ledgers that were decoded that we read on one of the past streams. I found more of them, and I'm wondering if that wasn't her that made those, like, little diary slash, you know.
Interviews here on Sidebar before. We did an episode on it. This is when multiple alleged victims told investigators about the promise of money if they came to Epstein's sprawling
Sounds
home,
good,
gave
Pumpkin.
him a
You're good.
massage. Take a listen.
She told me about this guy I was short on rent 1 month, and she told me that all I had to do was give him a massage and he would give me $200. And that's pretty much it. And I thought about it. I was like, I really need the money. I've asked my parents. They can't give me the money. I asked everyone I knew. And I went there with her. I gave him a massage, and it was a weird situation.
Have you have any formal massage training?
No.
Did you provide the massage with clothing on?
All I had was underwear on.
Okay. Did she tell you that you would have to provide the massage with just underwear?
No.
Did anything else happen?
I'm sorry, I don't like thinking back on this, so...
Okay, first of all, I know this is hard on you,
Mhm.
okay? I know that you put this behind you.
Yeah.
A lot of people that I've talked to have,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm.
You're not the only person that he's done this to.
Okay. And he just got up and walked out. He's like, okay, you can put your clothes on, and he closed the door.
And you were paid how much?
$200. He asked me for my phone number just in case he wanted to call me and come back, and they called me, and I never called them back.
But in stark contrast, when Ghislaine Maxwell was deposed in April of 2016 pursuant to this lawsuit, she kind of like feigned surprise that any such accusations were being made.
Can you list for me all the girls that you have met and brought to Jeffrey Epstein's house that were under the age of 18?
Check the Foreman Foundation.
I could only recall my family members that were there, and I could not make a list of anyone else because that never happened. But I can think of.
I'm talking about during the time that you were working for Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
Can you list all the girls that you found for Jeffrey Epstein that were under the age of 18 to come work for him in any capacity?
Check the Foreman Foundation.
So I didn't find the girls. I didn't
You
look
have
for
them,
them.
you choose the word.
Well, no, you don't choose the word. If you have a question, ask it.
List all of the girls that you met and brought to Jeffrey Epstein's home for the purposes of employment that were under the age of 18.
Check the Foreman Foundation.
I've already characterized what my job was, which was to find people, adults, professional people, to do the types of jobs that I listed before. Pool person, secretary, house person, chef, pilot,
But I'm talking
architect.
about individuals under the age of 18, not adult persons, individuals under the age of 18.
I only looked for people, tried to find people to fill professional jobs in professional situations.
Under the age of 18, correct?
I think we've established was 17 and
Is she
a
the only,
masseuse.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Is she the only individual that you met for purposes of hiring someone for Jeffrey that was under the age of 18?
Check the Foreman Foundation. It mischaracterizes their testimony.
So I didn't hire people. I
I
met
didn't use the
people.
word hire. I said
Yes, you did.
I said met.
So I interviewed people for jobs that were professional people for professional things, and I'm not aware of anyone aside from who clearly was a masseuse aged 17, but that's, at least that's how far we know that I can think of that fulfilled any professional capacity for Jeffrey.
List all the people under the age of 18 that you interacted with at any of Jeffrey's properties.
I'm not aware of anybody that I interacted with.
That might be the dumbest statement I've ever heard. I'm not aware of anybody I've interacted with. What?
He was 17 at this point. I had not any idea exactly of the youngest adult employee that I hired for Jeffrey.
When you say adult employee, did you ever hire someone that was under the age of 18?
Never.
Did you ever bring someone who was under, or invite someone who was under the age of 18 to Jeffrey's home, any of his homes?
Object to the Foreman Foundation.
You can answer.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. Did you ever invite anybody under the age of 18 to Jeffrey's homes?
Same objection.
I have a number of friends that have children, and friends of mine who have kids, and in the invitation of my friends and their kids, I'm sure that I will have invited some of my friends' kids to come, if that's what you're referring to.
No, anybody that is not a friend of yours, any female under the age of 18, did you invite them to come to Jeffrey's home?
Object to the Foreman Foundation.
Again, as I said, I'm not aware of having invited anybody other than friends of mine who have children to the house.
Did you invite to come to Jeffrey Epstein's home when she was under the age of 18?
Maxwell, when did you...
Object to the Foreman Foundation.
You can answer.
I have no idea when I met her.
Do you know how old she was when you met her?
I have no idea how old she was when I met her.
Is it possible that she was 13 years old when you first met her?
Object to the Foreman Foundation.
First of all, is Jeffrey's friend, and his mother was Jeffrey's friend, so may have been in the house. When she was in the house, I had no idea how old she was. She was with her mother.
I understand that she was with her mother. I'm asking you, she was 13 years old when you first met her.
I have no idea how old she was when...
Was she under 18 when you first met her?
I have no idea how old she was when she was in the house.
I'm pretty sure you can tell a person's age by their looks, right? Not the exact age, but you can tell if someone's young or if they're older.
Did you...
Who were the other 17-year-old masseuses they were aware of?
I'm not aware of any.
Were there any 16-year-old masseuses you were aware of?
I'm not aware.
Any 15?
Look, I just want to be clear. The only person that I'm aware of who claims to have been, and we have to, whilst I've established that I was 17, given that she has changed her age so many times, the only person that I'm aware of that was a masseuse at the time when I was present in the house.
Maxwell, of course, would go to trial and be convicted of sex trafficking and sentenced to 20 years in prison. So
20 years in prison. She should be sentenced to life.
there you go. Some videos to keep in mind as we're still trying to process everything that is coming out of this Epstein files release. That's all we have for you right now here on Sidebar. Thank you so much for joining us. And as always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. You can also check us out on NBC's Peacock. We got Sidebar episodes up there as well. If you want to follow me.
Turning now to another major story that we are continuing to follow as we take a live look on Capitol Hill. This, as Attorney General Pam Bondi has announced in a letter that all Epstein files have been released consistent with Section 3 of the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
Right, because she got grilled so bad on the House of, Representatives, or on the hot seat wherever she was at by Congress.
That letter addressed to Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley, Ranking Member Dick Durbin, House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan, and Ranking Member Jamie Raskin was obtained by Fox News Digital. That letter includes a list of more than 300 high-profile names, including President Trump, Barack and Michelle Obama, Prince Harry, Bill Gates, Woody Allen, Kim Kardashian, Kurt Cobain, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bruce Springsteen. In accordance with all Epstein Files Transparency Act, the list of names includes all persons who they are or were a government official or politically exposed person, and their names appear in the files released under the act at least once, adding that the names appear in a wide variety of contexts. Meanwhile, this comes as the fallout continues, as Republicans and Democrats alike have raised concerns. Some say too much was withheld and redacted. Others, though, are worried about victims' privacy and potential political weaponization of the files. This also comes as Attorney General Pam Bondi testified before the House Judiciary Committee this past Wednesday on topics including Epstein and accusations of a weaponized Justice Department. To speak more on this, I do want to bring in political analyst.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We have seen some pathetic stunts out of Pam Bondi's DOJ to cover for this administration.
The Jeffrey Epstein files name some of the world's most powerful billionaires. Here's how they made their money and how close they were to Epstein. Bill Gates is worth $124 billion, making him one of the richest people alive. He co-founded Microsoft and later launched the world's biggest philanthropy, the Gates Foundation.
Gates and Epstein had several meals together, and the files show Epstein was friendly with multiple people in Gates' network. There were discussions of scheduled meetings between the two on these dates. It isn't clear if all of these meetings actually took place. Gates is pictured here attending events with Epstein. A Gates spokesperson told Business Insider these claims are absolutely absurd and completely false.
You know, every minute I spent with him, I regret and I apologize that I did that.
Les Wexner, worth $8.8 billion, founded Bath & Body Works. His company also acquired Victoria's Secret and Abercrombie & Fitch. He seeded Epstein's vast wealth. Wexner hired him as his money manager, granting Epstein power of attorney over his finances for 16 years.
That's one of the craziest parts.
Wexner actually previously owned...
So if your girl, but any guy in here who has a girlfriend who has Victoria's Secret, burn it now. Burn it now.
Epstein's notorious New York City mansion in the Upper East Side. Public records indicate Wexner transferred the house, worth $77 million, to Epstein for zero.
Gotta be awesome to have a house that big and just have a wing where I could go to and whenever I want to be alone.
Wexner cut
Have
ties
like
with
20
Epstein
different wings.
and says he discovered Epstein stole $46 million from him. In a letter to the Wexner Foundation, Les said, "I'm embarrassed that, like so many others, I was deceived by Mr. Epstein." Leon Black, worth $13.3 billion, co-founded Apollo Global Management. Black paid Epstein $158 million for financial advice through the years following Epstein's 2008 conviction for procuring a minor for prostitution. Epstein wasn't a lawyer or a certified accountant. Black later called the relationship a horrible mistake. Forbes estimates Donald Trump is worth $6.2 billion due to his cryptocurrency ventures, his social media platform True Social, and royalties on branded products.
Most of the emails in the latest release of the files are unverified tips the public
Who's watching that Melania movie that's coming out, by the way?
sent to the FBI about Trump's relationship to Epstein. But from previous releases, we can track their relationship back to the 90s and early 2000s. Flight logs show that Trump flew on Epstein's plane multiple times.
And photos show Epstein attending events at Mar-a-Lago in 1992 and 2000.
Trump has said that the relationship with Epstein soured years ago. He says he had no knowledge of Epstein's sex crimes.
When the New York Times asked the White House for comment, they referred to this statement from the Department of Justice that the
when he was arrested in Florida, the first person to call the sheriff's office was Donald Trump. Remember?
files may include fake or falsely submitted images, documents, or videos. Richard Branson, worth $2.8 billion, founded the Virgin Group with major brands like Virgin Atlantic and Virgin Galactic, the space tourism company.
He also owns Twitch, doesn't he?
His name appears hundreds of times in the files. In one email, he joked about Epstein bringing a harem, but Virgin later said that referred to Epstein's adult staff. And photos show Epstein visiting Branson's private island in the Caribbean. A spokesperson said that if Branson had known the full facts, he would never have become involved with Epstein.
Sergey Brin, worth over $255 billion, co-founded Google. He communicated with Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's longtime associate, starting in 2003. The files include
Guys, it's just so crazy to see how all of these billionaires who co-founded all these major companies that we use today and that are so in all of our daily lives every single day, he was involved with them. Just so crazy.
reports from people saying he visited Epstein's island multiple times. And these photos show him at a dinner for billionaires. Put on
Hey guys, we just need 55 more people to like the video. We'll be at 200 likes. I appreciate y'all, man.
by the Epstein-funded Edge Foundation. Jeffrey also attended these dinners. Brin has not publicly commented on the documents.
Steve Tisch, worth $1.6 billion, is a film producer and co-owner of the New York Giants. Emails show Epstein introducing Tisch to women and exchanging explicit commentary. In a comment, Tisch said, "We had a brief association where we exchanged emails about adult women. And in addition, we discussed movies, philanthropy, and investments." Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, is worth a whopping $825 billion, making him the richest man on Earth as of early 2026. In the latest
imagine being worth almost $1 trillion. That's just crazy.
release of files, he's seen emailing Jeffrey Epstein in 2013 and also in 2012, asking what day/night will be the wildest party on your island. It doesn't look like Musk ended up visiting the island. This is his comment on X, well aware that some email correspondence with him could be misinterpreted and used by detractors to smear my name. Mortimer Zuckerman is the co-founder of one of the largest real estate investment trusts in the US and the owner of US News and World Report. He's estimated to be worth $2.8 billion.
Dude, if I was worth $1 trillion, I would just step away. Like, I would liquidate everything. I would just step away and just like go on my own little world.
Emails included in the files show that Epstein was in talks to work for Zuckerman as a financial planner, though it isn't clear if they actually reached an agreement. Zuckerman has not publicly commented. Ariane de Rothschild, worth about $1.4 billion, runs a major Swiss private bank and is part of the Rothschild family, an international banking dynasty. She emailed back and forth with Epstein for years, setting up calls and in-person meetings. Epstein offered financial advice to her firm, but it's unclear from the files if they actually reached a formal agreement. Rothschild's spokesperson said she unequivocally condemns Epstein's crimes. Howard Lutnick, the U.S. Commerce Department secretary under the Trump administration, is worth $3.3 billion. He also exchanged emails with Epstein. Although Lutnick says he cut ties with Jeffrey in 2005 after his first visit to Epstein's house, he invited Epstein to a Hillary Clinton fundraiser in 2015, the emails show.
We had lunch on the island.
It's crazy to say that he said he brought his kids and his family with. That is the craziest thing I've heard throughout all this is, why would you? Yeah, let's just bring my kids and my wife and stuff for lunch on Epstein's island.
True. For an hour, my wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies.
A Commerce Department spokesperson said,
"He better hope his children don't come out in the future and say nothing."
Secretary Lutnick had limited interactions with Mr. Epstein in the presence of his wife and has never been accused of wrongdoing. Peter Thiel is currently worth $26.3 billion, and he co-founded PayPal. Emails show Epstein inviting Thiel to his private island in 2018, though Thiel's spokesperson says he never went. Thiel later publicly criticized Epstein on Joe Rogan's podcast. Combined, these people are worth $1.27 trillion. That's the scale of power now tied to the Epstein files.
Yeah, it's crazy, guys. It's wild. It truly is wild.
When I saw it, I paused. I actually questioned if it was real, but his brother...
Shout
Okay.
out to Lauren, the mortician. She came out with an interesting video I thought we would react to in here. Then we're going to move on to the Adin Ross thing, and then I'm going to get off.
So we talked about Jeffrey Epstein not that long ago, and at the end of that video...
By the way, guys, help me reach my super chat goal of 10 super chats, $10 and above. So it's just 10 super chats, $10 and above. Get your name written down on the donor wall and help support the channel. Any big donos, though, go to the pinned comment and the pinned link, ko-fi.com/see me now, so YouTube doesn't take a brutal 30%. Thank you again, Nat. Thank you again, Natalie, for the $50 yesterday. Much love to everybody, man, who supports the channel and continues to support me along my journey to 100,000 subs. God bless.
I told you guys, if there's something I haven't seen yet, send it to me. There's new material, new interviews, new angles. I will weigh in from a mortuary science perspective, if I can. And, well, I was sent something that I had not seen, and I was glad it was sent. I recently watched an interview on Megyn Kelly's podcast where Jeffrey Epstein's brother appeared as a guest. And during that interview, he shared autopsy photos of Jeffrey Epstein, including one of his neck area. I had never seen it before. I can't believe I've never seen it before. Why aren't we talking about this? Because Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan. This isn't just a small town jail. This is a federal facility. And at this moment in time, he is one of the most high-profile inmates in the country. Every guard knows his name. Every inmate knows his charges. Every news outlet is watching. 2 weeks later, July 23rd, he's found on the floor of his cell with a strip of bedsheet around his neck. His cellmate at the
It does not look like bed sheet. That looks like extra jumpsuit.
time, Nicholas Tartaglione. Tartaglione. That's a good one. I don't know how to pronounce that. So Nicholas, he's a former police officer who is facing multiple murder charges. Sounds like a nice guy. Not. Anyways, this is who he was sharing a cell with. The official story is that Epstein attempted to unsubscribe from life, but Epstein says his roomie, the police officer, former police officer / murderer, attacked him. The police officer man, inmate, cellmate denies that, of course, because of course he does. And we don't really get clarity there, unfortunately. What we do know is that after that event happened, Epstein was placed on watch protocol. You know, that special kind of watch that starts with an S that I can't say on here. And this type of watch protocol in a federal facility is pretty serious. It means close observation, restrictions, monitoring. It means someone has already decided that you are at risk. But that doesn't last long for Mr. Epstein, because 1 week later, he's taken off of that protocol. They're just like, he's fine now. Let's just take him off. And just like that, Jeffrey Epstein is returned to the special housing unit under one condition. He must have a cellmate, which tells you something. They still considered him at risk. He wasn't cleared as totally fine. He was cleared with supervision. So fast forward to August 9th. It's a Friday, the day before he dies. His assigned cellmate is released, and no new cellmate is assigned. So now, the man who was considered at serious self-unsubscription from life just weeks prior, not even that long ago, is now alone. The last night that Jeffrey Epstein was alive, 2 guards were assigned to his unit, and according to federal prosecutors, they allegedly failed to conduct required 30-minute checks for about 8 hours. 8 hours in a locked facility. 8 hours in a high-profile housing unit. 8 hours where no one is physically verifying his condition. Then, the camera that would have captured the immediate area near his cell door, conveniently not functioning properly that night. And this is where people start saying, that's a lot of coincidences, because, right? Anyways, August 10th, around 6:30 in the morning, he is found unresponsive in his cell. CPR is initiated, he's transported to the hospital, and he's officially pronounced. So now we have a man who was previously on watch protocol, required to have a cellmate, left all alone, guards allegedly not checking on him for 8 hours, cameras that conveniently malfunctioned, and that's just the timeline. We haven't even looked at the body yet. Like all that, and we're not even there yet, but we're getting there right now. Because here's where the story takes a surprising turn. Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, is his
Let's play, I'll be right back.
legal next of kin. And he didn't find out from prison officials, from the medical examiner, from anybody official, really, that his brother had died. He found out from watching CNN, which is wild to me. Notifying the next of kin after a death is like death investigation 101. There's proper protocol, but it wasn't done here. So Mark, feeling something is amiss, something is off, he hires Dr. Michael Bannon to observe the autopsy. Dr. Bannon, if you don't know who he isn't just some internet doctor with a hot take. This was really interesting to read about. He's a forensic pathologist who has been involved in some of the most high-profile cases in modern American history. He's worked on cases connected to JFK, O.J. Simpson, George Floyd, Aaron Hernandez. He's served as chief medical examiner of New York City. He has decades of experience examining bodies and testifying in court. He was there to observe the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein, and that matters because now you don't just have the Office of Chief Medical Examiner conducting the autopsy. You have an independent forensic pathologist.
You know, I'd be really curious to see what you guys think right now. So send through your super chats. Supposedly TTS works on Ko-Fi. So if you go to Ko-Fi and donate through there, TTS will come through the stream so I don't have to read it. But if you want to send it through YouTube, that's fine. I can read it. But I want to know what you guys think. What are your guys' opinion on that day he passed? And the cameras, the falling asleep with the guards, the not checking. I was going through the files the other day and I seen the checklist, right? And they were checking at some point, but I didn't go through the whole thing. But I would really like to know your guys' opinion. So send through $2. I think $2 you can type, and then $2 and up. I'll read any super chat, but just let me know what you guys think, because as I'm reacting, it's easier for me to react to or to read the super chats rather than his regular chats. Easy for me to lose them because look how fast my chat is moving. You guys see that? It's hard for me to continue to, react to this and then keep up with the chat. So let me know what you guys think by sending through your super chats. Show some love and support. And yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think.
Just watching and documenting what's being found on the body in real time.
I'm curious to think as well if you guys think how it happened. How did he pass away?
And what Dr. Bannon publicly said afterward is what made this story explode, because it wasn't just about the fractures. He also stated he believed the time of death for Jeffrey Epstein.
And make sure you guys hit that like button. We're 39 likes away from 200. I appreciate you guys for running it up today. God bless you guys. And make sure you, most importantly, hit the subscribe button. We're at 10,395 subs. We're almost to 10.4K subs, man. Keep running it up. I appreciate y'all. Join the See Me Now family with the notification bell, by the way, so you always know when I'm live.
Be about 4:30 in the morning, roughly 2 hours before he was reportedly found. And then there were the fractures. He noted 3 fractures in Epstein's neck, not 1, 3. The left thyroid cartilage, the right thyroid cartilage, and the hyoid bone. And he stated that in his decades of reviewing jail suspension, catch my drift, he had never seen 3 fractures like that in what was ruled a self-unaliving. Now, the medical examiner's office stood firmly by their conclusion and stated that those types of fractures can be seen in both self-unaliving suspension and a manual compression. So now you have 2 experienced forensic professionals looking at the same neck and not agreeing. And that's before we even talk about the ligature mark itself. But wait, there's more. Unfortunately, I have been on more calls than I can count where someone made the final irreversible decision using this exact method that allegedly Jeffrey Epstein did. Again, you catch my drift when I'm trying to tell you. People in basements, closets, garages, outdoors, different temperatures, different materials. I have seen it over and over and over again. In fact, I had no idea how many...
Imagine being this woman's boyfriend. Like she's got to be so what's that word called? Desensitized to a lot of things.
People chose this method of goodbye until I worked corner calls. And there is one thing that is incredibly common in suspension cases like this. People almost always leave themselves a way to adjust the pressure. They kneel on their knees, they lean forward, they shift their weight into it. And that lean of the person is everything. You have to picture the gravity of the situation, literally, okay? When someone leans forward into that position, gravity pulls downward on the body and then upward on the material. You following me? The mark or the wound, right? It doesn't just sit straight across the middle of the neck. It tracks upward, it climbs, and it moves towards the point of suspension. Often you'll see it like angling up behind the ear, up toward the jawline, because the body is pulling against it. That upward movement is extremely common. That is what I've seen. That's what we see. I almost wish I could take my hands and I don't even know. You would see it. When I look at that image that Jeffrey Epstein's brother provided in that interview, what stands out to me is that the marking appears more mid-neck and pretty much horizontal, right?
And
it doesn't...
Not a big mark either. That's like, you could take a pen and align it with it, and it'd be about as thick as a pen. So using like that cloth that they tried to say he used really doesn't make sense to me.
Present with that strong upward tracking that I am used to seeing in cases where someone has leaned forward into a suspension point. There even appears to be what looks like a secondary pattern behind it. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it looks that way. Almost like a layered compression. Now, could there be explanations for that? Sure. Bodies are complex and different materials behave differently. But based on my experience, if someone were positioned the way his brother described, because in the interview, he describes how Jeffrey Epstein's body was found. And just in case you missed that, I want to reiterate it really quickly.
Who is Jeffrey Epstein's brother? And have we investigated him too? Like,
Jeffrey Epstein's buttocks was suspended from the ground when the guards walked in that morning. His feet were out in front of him and he had to be cut down. Again, I would expect to see more upward angulation from the photos, and I just don't see that here. And that's the part that makes me pause the most, because the body doesn't lie. People do. So now we need to talk about the CPR. Circling back, because this part bothers me too. If someone has been without circulation for hours, and again, Dr. Bannon is suggesting a possible earlier time of death, the body does not feel freshly collapsed. It cools, the skin changes, blood starts settling, the body starts doing what bodies do when they've been gone for a bit. And I'm sorry, but if you've ever been around a person who has clearly been deceased for a while, you know, you just know, you look at them and you know. So when I see photos of active compressions being performed on Jeffrey Epstein's body, and then it was photographed, like documented in the back of the ambulance, I have so many questions. So you cut him down and then you thought, let's publicly wheel him out of here. We got to document this. I mean, there was some intern in the back of an ambulance and they're like, hey, grab the camera. Do you see what I mean? It just seems so weird to me. Because this death isn't some random person on the sidewalk who collapsed. This is supposed to be a locked federal facility. There are high-profile inmates in there. This is supposed to be a controlled environment. If someone had been in the position that Jeffrey Epstein was found for a significant amount of time, there are going to be physical indicators that he is no longer with us. That's just physiology. That's not conspiracy. That's how bodies work. And then we're told he may have been gone for roughly hours before his body was discovered. So now I'm supposed to believe we have a potentially hours deceased individual cut down from suspension, placed on a gurney, active compression happening, and someone is also documenting it. That is not something the public is used to seeing. Is it impossible? No. Is it typical? Also no. But when you add that to everything else, the earlier incident, the removal from watch protocol, the cellmate being gone, the missing checks on the inmates, the camera malfunction, it doesn't calm the narrative, it makes it louder. I'm not saying I know exactly what happened in that cell, but I am saying that when I look at the totality of this medically, mechanically, procedurally, is that a word? Anyways, it does not feel clean. And then on top of everything, you're going to tell the public that a high-profile federal inmate died alone in his cell and there's no camera footage? We're talking about a federal facility, not a motel, not a storage unit, a locked, monitored housing unit. And yet the camera that would have captured direct activity directly outside of his cell, the one that would have shown who came and who went, who approached the door and who didn't, it wasn't functioning properly that night. Now, there were other cameras in the facility, cameras that showed the guard station, cameras that showed other angles, but the specific camera angle that would have given the clearest view of that tier corrupted.
I just don't get how you can have a. I just don't get how you can have a federal facility and not have every single fucking camera in 4K. You know what I mean? Like, you get how much funding, and you can't have every camera in 4K working.
Gone, unavailable. And I need you to understand why that fuels speculation. Because if everything is exactly as it's always been presented, if this was just a straightforward case of a man unsubscribing in custody, then video would quiet the noise. Video would answer questions. Video would end most of the debate. But instead, we're told that the footage that would have mattered the most isn't usable. Is that impossible? No. Cameras malfunction, technology fails. But in a case already layered with missing everything, it just doesn't help anything. It doesn't settle anything. It adds another wrinkle. And I need to say this clearly. I'm not a medical examiner. I did not perform this autopsy. I am looking at a photo that was shared publicly, but I have seen a lot of these types of markings in my career. And when I look at this one, something about the way it presents feels different than what I'm used to seeing with a soft material.
I'm telling you, to me, it looks like a tiny little cord or a rope or something strangulation, you know?
Like a sheet. Sheets are
Allegedly.
fabric. They have give to them. Even when they're twisted up, they don't usually leave a super sharp, almost layered looking compression unless something very specific is happening. And what catches my eye in this image is that it looks pronounced, almost patterned. There's that main band across the front and the middle, and then what almost looks like a secondary area or line behind it. Now, could that be from repositioning? Could that be from how high it was tied? I mean, again, bodies are complicated. But when I hear bedsheet and then I look at that marking, my brain doesn't immediately go, yep, that tracks. It just makes me look a little harder. I don't believe it. Before I wrap this up, I do want to say something that I've been thinking about. Mark Epstein is his legal next of kin, and Mark Epstein knows where his brother is buried. It's kind of secretive. There's no public record of cremation, which means technically, if he wanted to, Mark Epstein could request an additional autopsy. He could have another full forensic examination done. He could even have Dr. Bannon oversee it again. That option exists. So I do find myself wondering, why hasn't that happened? Now, I'm not saying that means something sinister. Exhumations are expensive, and they're emotional. They reopen wounds. There are very real reasons someone might not want to go through that, and I understand that. But when you publicly question the findings and you have the legal ability to pursue another examination, it's a fair thing for people to ask about. Nobody's asking it, so I guess I will. And I think this is where the bigger conversation comes in. I keep seeing talks of people saying, why are Americans still obsessed with this case? Why does this keep coming up? Because this Jeffrey Epstein case hits differently. This wasn't just a random criminal. This was someone connected to powerful, wealthy, well-known people. Names we recognize. Institutions we were taught to trust. And when someone like that dies in federal custody under layers and layers of weird circumstances, people don't just move on. For a lot of Americans, this felt like one of the first moments where they looked at the system and thought, wait, is everything as solid as we think it is? And whether you believe the official ruling or if you question it, the reason this case won't go away is because it feels unresolved. Coincidence after coincidence after coincidence. At some point, people stop calling it coincidence or random and they just start calling it strange, because it is strange. And that doesn't mean every theory online is correct, but it does mean the public isn't crazy for asking questions. So, if there are documents you've seen that I haven't, if there are details you think I should break down more, put them in the comments, because whether this was exactly as ruled or whether history eventually sees it differently, the mechanics matter. And right now, the mechanics don't feel good. I don't like it. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this autopsy photos. So I don't deal in rumors. I deal in bodies, and bodies tell.
29 more beautiful people see like the stream. Will be at 200 likes. I appreciate y'all for running it up today. God bless you guys, and thank you guys for running up the subscriptions as well. Hit the subscribe button above my head. You guys are the best, man. We're at 10,399. We're almost at 10.4K, man. You guys are the best. Appreciate y'all.
Stories. When I look at the timing, the markings, the fractures, the handling, it doesn't read.
We'll watch this and then we'll go into the shout out Myron Gaines. They did a very good interview with Alex Jones. So let's get into it. Let's watch a little bit of it and then yeah. Because I want to get into Adin Ross apparently going to rehab as well. Apparently Adin Ross going to rehab. And he's going to take a break from streaming for a while. So he said he quit drugs, and apparently, you know, when people say that, it's for the camera, but people don't know what goes on behind the camera, and it's sad to see, but, you know, hopefully he gets the help he needs and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out Myron Gaines. Everybody go subscribe to Myron Gaines X. Does very good work, especially when it comes to political stuff or covering the news. He does awesome work when it comes to covering things. So go subscribe to Myron Gaines X. This is about to be a good interview. Let's watch it.
Man, this place. People haven't been there.
We're trying to catch up to you, man. I mean, you got a really good setup, so.
But I'm not 50 stories up. So listen, here's the bottom line. I've been on here 32 years in April. This is the biggest day ever, hands down, in my broadcasting career.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy the planets align. We set this up, a couple days ago. And
this is your show, by the way, Alex. We're just here to listen to you, honestly. Like, we're just here. You take it wherever you want to go.
And what Alex heard today is going to shock everyone watching at home. It's going to be insane.
We're not going to interrupt you, nothing. You just run it like you want. Our producers are here. They basically work for you right now. Like, whatever you want us to pull up on screen, we'll pull it up on screen. Yeah. This is your show. We're just here to listen to you.
You just go to X or wherever and see it.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the bottom line.
Let's pull up his X just on the side in case.
Yeah, Real Alex Jones. This is... I know the whole backstory. I predicted it. I knew what Trump's never been involved with the underage girls or any of the Epstein stuff. But
yeah, I've been clean for 5 years. I got full custody of my 2 daughters. I've been clean for 5 years. Single father. Couldn't be any more blessed.
Bonnie admitted this 3 days ago in the congressional hearing. She said it'll crash the stock market if we bring this out. But Trump didn't know how bad it was. Plus, it was all old stuff, so they knew there couldn't be prosecuted.
25 more beautiful people just need to double tap their screens and like the video. Will be at 200 likes. I appreciate y'all for running it up today. Let's see if we hit 10.4K subs yet. Did we do it? We did it. We're at 10,401 subs, man. I appreciate y'all. We're going to hit 11,000 before the end of the month. Let's go.
The Democrats control the files, so...
Appreciate y'all for the kind words in the chat. God bless you guys, man. Jesus is the King of Kings. And, you know, it's because of my daughters that I did it. You know, I was in that life, and I wasn't just in that life as an addict. I was in that life as a lot more. And I just had the voice in the back of my head saying, I can't keep doing this. I don't want to do this anymore. At the time, it was one beautiful daughter. and one of my sons passed away from SIDS, and that's part of the reason why I was such an addict. But you know, it was I couldn't keep doing it no more. So I ended up just quitting, and didn't need rehab, didn't need none of that. I ended up quitting and getting custody of my girls, and now I'm living one of the most blessed lives I can in the world, man. Chasing my dreams on YouTube, getting to 100K subs, getting that silver plaque, and then go higher than that. And yeah, we're running it up, man. We're chasing our dreams, man. That's what life's about.
Trump wasn't involved in the crimes, but he became complicit, letting the DOJ cover it up. But then, as the first tranche of stuff came out, the first 3 million files, he's like, this vindicates me. Like I said, well, now so much pressure's come out that they released 3 million more files today. They say that's basically all of it. And they released the full list. And by the way, I'm on the list. What? Yeah, it's all over the internet. But I'll get to that later. It's his enemies too. So there's not like a client list. These are the guys we, literally cannibalism, killing people, draining their blood, adrenochrome, Woody Allen, them talking.
Wisconsin, 100%, bro. You know, you get tired of seeing your friends. Thank you, Joseph, for the subscription. God bless you and your family. Welcome to the See Me Now family. But yeah, I mean, you get tired. You just get tired of living the life. I mean, the first thing you think about in the morning is, okay, what plug am I going to hit up? What am I going to, it just gets tiring. And you start to feel like a loser, because that life is a loser life. We glorify these rappers who talk about sitting here and popping perks and doing Xans and freaking lean, and they glorify it and they act like they're cool and they're rich and all this other stuff. You might have a little bit of money, but you're not rich up here mentally. You're not rich health-wise. And that's the most important thing. I'd give all the money in the world. I'd let you take it all for me to be rich up here and here. You know what I'm saying? So, that life is a loser life. And don't ever look up to a rapper who raps about it, because they're just capping. They don't enjoy their life either. So, God bless you guys, man. God bless.
About eating people, grinding up bones. I mean, it is Leonardo DiCaprio. It's all there. But in the first tranche of documents,
welcome in, Stacy.
I'm in there 16 times.
You're on his enemy list.
Yeah, well, it doesn't say enemies list, but it's like, this son of a bitch is saying we're screwing kids. And
I love you guys, man. I got the best community on YouTube, and I stand by that. God bless you guys. Jesus is the King of Kings, and you guys are the best community on YouTube. And we're going to continue to grow the best community on YouTube on the road to 100,000 subs, baby. God bless you guys.
We got to stop him. This is 2016.
Join the Discord.
When Pizzagate came out.
Join the Discord. I'm going to let this play for a second. I got to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
So I love the left's attacking me now. Like, Jones in the files, I show a screenshot. You go to my Real Hawk shows, you'll see it. But when you actually go there and search it, which I was doing before you guys picked me up, and it's just more stuff.
Yeah.
So there was 16 I found before. I couldn't even. It was like hundreds of me in there. So they were on my ass.
Yeah.
But now I had the clearest picture. Just because I was the first reporter on this 18 years ago when he first got indicted.
One of the OGs in this.
But now we have, before I kind of still had a clear view, but now I've got crystal clear view. And so now we've got the whole blueprint of how it works, how it operates. And I knew he worked for the Trial Commission. I didn't know that he was on the Trial Commission board as David Rockefeller, who founded it. His they call it a legate in Roman imperialism, where you have the emperor, but you have 3 or 4 guys that would literally have a seal or a ring and a scroll with his orders, and they could travel to different countries in the empire or the different regions and give them orders.
Yep.
So Epstein, in his Bannon interview that came out, not because Bannon released it, but because 2 hours of 9 hours is in the Epstein.
What are your thoughts on that? Them releasing that interview? Because they did the interview, 2018, 2019-ish?
Yeah.
It took them forever to release it. What were your thoughts on that interview?
Well, it's because this wasn't known. It was known, just like Mike Benz, this doesn't just search the Epstein files, he searches all the different government files.
Yep.
But there's billions of them. So I knew he was on the Trial Commission. I knew he got recruited by Bill Barr's dad that ran the all-girls school, who was OSS CIA. Bill Barr was CIA. So that's a whole, you want me to go through it all, it's crazy. But we have the whole blueprint now of how this worked. And so he was, starting when he was 30 in 1991, picked because he was working for Bill Barr and the CIA and Mossad, also MI6. This has all now been released.
Yeah.
He was picked to be the gopher for David Rockefeller when David Rockefeller couldn't go to a meeting in Japan or Germany or London. So Epstein tells Steve Bannon all this. Well, it wasn't secret, but no one knew it. I was able to go look, and anybody can do this, and find Trilateral Commission minutes that are public with him in 92, 93, right through till like 2015 or whatever, chairing Trilateral Commission meetings. For people who know about Trilateral Commission, it was set up by David Rockefeller, who created the UN in 47 and died at 100 years old.
Have a good day at work, Wisconsin. God bless. Hope you're part of the family. Hope you hit that subscribe button. God bless everybody who's new to the channel, man. We've gained over 50 subs so far this stream. 10,406. Let's try and hit 10.5K, man. I know we can do it if everybody just hit that subscribe button, man.
This is before the WEF. This is proto WEF. So that's why Epstein was so.
By the way, I do have a super chat goal of 10 super chats, $10 and above. There's 42 minutes left on there. Help me reach my super chat goal of 10 super chats, $10 and above. Any large donos, go to the pinned comment, hit the link, and donate there. And show some love and support, man. Help me along my way to 100,000 subs. God bless.
Powerful, and he was the main Rothschild representative, because David Rockefeller was. But by the time he hit about 80, he didn't want to do it anymore. But Epstein worked for him, so that he had been chosen by the CIA and Mossad and the Rothschilds to be the representative. So he was the head of the Trilateral Commission, factotum, under, it's like when you're the boss, you got your assistant. That's when you finally die, that guy's the boss.
Yeah, he was number 2, but he was really running things because Rockefeller was 12.
Yeah, so he was the head of the Trilateral Commission.
Damn.
And that's why they said this guy runs everything. That's why emails came out where he's trying to undermine, overthrow Putin. And Putin, like 10 years ago, is begging to meet with him. And he's like, no, I won't meet with Putin over the phone, only in person. And like, people are like, why would Putin be kissing this guy's ass? Because this is literally the Trilateral Commission Rothschild commander. And so, and you talk about the Israel thing. Israel created, the Rothschilds created Israel. The Balfour Agreement, they built and paid for the Supreme Court.
They're on the currency, dude.
They're on the currency.
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is the Illuminati, baby.
The elite.
So this is like, so we already knew, but this is all, I didn't know he was that powerful.
Wow.
I knew he was a super gopher, but look, you wait around long enough, all the old men die.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. That's why I usually put that thing out saying, if you want your chat read, super chat, because of the trolls, man. I get tired of them. I don't even look at the chat, because then it'll trigger me. Then it'll take me away from making good content or playing the video or a good reaction. So I stay away from the chat. So that's why if you want to get acknowledged, yeah.
No, bitch, you're in command. So
You're the captain now. You're the captain now.
She's like, I'm the captain now, bitch.
We got the legend now.
That's why this is so massive. Oh, look, I'm on the list. Yeah, and it's all how much they want to fucking get me. I love the liberals. Oh, look, he's on the list. Yeah, motherfuckers, I'm on the enemy's list. I love it.
So,
this
Alex,
is like I got the biggest fucking president tonight.
You saw the Pam Bondi, obviously, back and forth. What do you think about Pam Bondi in general?
That's what did it. That's a whole nother. That's the problem is each little thing I just said is like 30 minutes of detail. Because now I had all the pieces more than anybody. I'm not bragging. It's true. Now it all went like the final jigsaw puzzle went in. I'm like, about 4 hours, 5 hours ago, this hit. I was just in my hotel room going.
You think that hearing is what did it to her, right? Basically, like they went after her.
Well, here's who Pam Bondi is. She's a PR person. She's not bad. She's not involved. Yeah. We knew this when she got in. She likes Trump. He likes her. He thought he could trust her. They put her in. And then early on, Susie Wiles came in and they said, listen, we know there's all these rich people. Ludwig told him, sir, I'm not involved with him, but it'll crash the stock market. This is old case. You can't prosecute him anyways. Plus, look, you're all in these files with
Ludwig, his neighbor.
And they loaded all these lies. But then Ludwig got caught lying.
Yeah.
He's at the aisle and everything else. And Trump said yesterday, he said, I didn't know Ludwig did that. He lied. So Trump, according to my sources who were in the meetings, yesterday and this morning, called him and he said, listen.
Who called him this morning? Sorry.
He had meetings yesterday and today with his cabinet.
Oh, okay.
I see you, G Gnarly. Trust me, I see the people who love me in the chat. I see it. But it's hard for me to like react to this and consistently look at the chat and look at this and look at the chat to give you guys a good reaction or give you guys my thoughts. But trust me, I see you guys. And I appreciate everybody who's down here. Like only hope's in prayer, or hope is in prayer. Appreciate you for batting for me down there, telling people to hit the like button. I appreciate every single person who is in the chat who shows love, and I always try to acknowledge it. But it gets to a point where when you get to a certain level on YouTube where there's just so many trolls that try and knock you off of your path, and try and distract you, to where I just at some point have to say, hey, if you want your chat read, super chat, even if it's $2, or you know what I mean. Or if it usually I call out nice chats even if they don't super chat. But you guys get what I'm trying to say? For simple reasons like earlier. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Jim Wilson, for the $10 dono, brother. I wish you would have said something on it. God bless you. I'm gonna write your name down on the wall right now. I live in the swamp. Thank you again, Jim Wilson, for the $10 dono. Let's see, where's your name gonna go? This wall is filling up so fast. Right here. Thank you, Jim Wilson, for the $10. Oh, thank you again, Jim Wilson, for the $2 dono. Now I gotta write your name down again. Here, let's write it down again. Thank you so much, brother, for the $10 dono and the $2 dono. God bless you, brother. I hope you're having a fantastic. Oh my God, another 20, bro. What are you doing, Jim? You don't have to do that, brother. Oh my goodness, man. Thank you so much. Oh man. We got some kind gentleman on here that's donating way too much. I don't feel good. It feels good getting donations, but sometimes I feel bad because you guys, Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you so much, brother. God bless you, man. I truly do appreciate you. I'm gonna write your name down again. Yeah, except this time you're going on this side here. Let's turn on the AI tracking so you can see. Don't mind me. I'm fat. I know. Oh, thank you, honey. All right. Hopefully you see me write it down. Thank you so much to Antipathy17 for the $2. Now I gotta get up and write your name down again. Goodness gracious. All right, and I'm gonna go Antipathy for $2. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much to everybody who donated. Let me shout out everybody again here. Thank you to Jim for the total of $32 donated, brother. I mean, I seriously, command from the heart. I appreciate you. Jesus is king, and may God bless you. May it return to you tenfold. I appreciate you supporting the channel, brother. As you guys know, my job fired me from my YouTube channel, and one door shut, another door opened, and we're running it up on here. I mean, in the past 28 days, I've gained 700 subscribers. I mean, we're going up so crazy. It's insane. Thank you to Antipathy as well. Alex equals asset corrupting soft disclosure info. Okay, I see it. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it. Seriously, you guys are the reason why this channel can continue to be going Monday through Friday from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Central Time to about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. It is overwhelming, and there's no amount of words I can put into saying thank you enough. Just thank you very much, and thank you to everybody who supports me. I always will stand by the fact that I have the best community on YouTube. I only got 10.4K subs right now, but at the end of the day, I get more support and love than people with 100,000 subs, and it's because I like to try and think that I'm authentic. And I try and be as transparent as I can with you guys, and I just try and be as genuine, and I really do just appreciate you guys, and appreciate the fact that you guys think I deserve your blessing. Thank you very much. There's no amount of words that I can put into how much I appreciate you. Make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can be in every single live stream. Join the family, join the memberships, everything. I really do appreciate you guys, man. You guys are awesome. Jim, you did not have to do another 10, bro. God bless you, homie. Another 10? Oh my goodness. What am I going to have to do, man? I feel like I have to do something for this. Okay, so another 10. That's why I love having the AI tracking camera, is because you guys can see me write down you guys' name, you know? And that's one thing that I like. I like being able to prove to you guys that I'm writing down the name. You guys can see how full our wall is getting. Thank you so much, Jim. God bless you, brother. I wish I could see you more in the chat. Hold on. I spelt brother wrong, but oh well. It is what it is. Thank you so much, Jim. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. 7 more donations, guys. 7 more super chats, $10 and above. We got 30 minutes left. Let's see if we can reach our goal. Yes, baby. You can use my phone, honey. Thank you guys so much, man. Wow, that's great. You know, I love when you guys support the channel, right? But I hate the feeling of, I just don't know how, I can't thank you enough, you know? And it just makes me feel so good. So thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you, Jim. You are a goat, brother. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. So, you know, we're going to keep plugging along on this channel, and we're going to keep going hard, man. That's all we're going to keep doing. And welcome to the family, Jim. And thank you for joining the family. And your like and your subscription was enough, brother. But the fact that you thought I deserved your blessings means a lot to me. And the feeling of great gratitude is the best feeling in the world. And I will always stand by the fact that I have the best community on YouTube. Thank you so much, brother. God bless you.
Trump having this morning. Okay.
This is exclusive.
Yeah.
No one knows this. I've talked to multiple people, one that was in the room and other people that heard about it, and also people that were delivering my message.
Also, God bless everybody else in this chat who's showing love, who has good energy, and who is a part of the family. God bless you guys.
Which I'm here in Florida delivering to the family. Like, listen, you're committing political suicide, self-inflicted wound. We know you're not in there. I had Mark Mitchell go 3 months ago to the White House, show him the numbers. This is what's killing him. We know he's not involved already. We know it was over the stock market, because I was with people that were at the meeting over a year ago, 13 months ago, when he's president-elect. And they told him this. And I've said it probably
Welcome in, Reginald.
1,000 times on air. Folks, I don't agree with it. People said I'm covering up for it. I was just saying with their idea, their mindset. I'm not agreeing with that. It'll crash the stock market.
If you guys hear random little voices yelling in the background, there's no school today, so my daughters are at home, and they're yelling at me. If you heard me say, because I said I'm fat, my oldest daughter said, "You're not fat." She hates it when I say that, but I'm out of shape right now. It might be because I have thyroid issues. I'm oversharing, whatever. God bless you guys. So if I keep getting up, it's because my daughters are home and I'm tending to them as well. God, Jim, thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough. Thank you so much, brother. God bless you.
Mark, you got hundreds of head bankers, heads of universities, heads of brokerage firms, the royalty, not
Bill
just
Gates as well.
I'm playing this because you guys can learn a lot from what Alex Jones says, and I'm a critic of a lot of what he says as well. But he's very smart in a lot of areas, and you should pay attention.
Gates, it just goes on and on. You know, all of top Obama's people, it's all Democrats, 99%. But they came to Trump and they said, if you bring this out, it'll bring down the stock market. I probably said, let's not exaggerate, 500 times the last year and a half that expect this to happen, because I was already told, don't expect this because this is what happened. And I said, you're making a mistake. They're going to stab you in the back. They said, no, they're not. And I said, that's wrong.
Thank you very much, Rowan. I appreciate the kind words down there. You are even more awesome. God bless you.
But notice Bondi 3 days ago, or Thursday, was in that congressional hearing. Yeah. And she goes, it'll crash the stock market and bring down the system, I tell you. And people got the clips of me saying that like 100 times. So, but finally Trump got, oh my God, it's going to crash it anyways. I've been double-crossed. So this morning he said, you're all fired. This is people in the meeting.
Wow.
He said, you're all fired. He said, I want, by the way, behind the scenes, Trump used to cuss some, he yelled some. You see when he's hoarse, he goes, I'm sorry, I'm screaming people. He said, listen, motherfuckers, I'm sick of being tied to this shit. I'm the one that dropped a dime on him 18 years ago. He goes, you're all fucking fired if it isn't fucking released. Do you fucking understand me? They released the whole list of anybody in his files. They released 3 million more files, and Trump said, I will fire every goddamn one of you. Because they came to him and said, sir, they say your wife's a hooker. All this stuff that was all recycled from 9-10 years ago, which I said it was, and it came out. They said his wife's a hooker. Worked for Epstein. That wasn't true. He had a modeling agency that she was at. She wasn't at that. So they were fucking with him and telling him, you don't want to do this. They tricked him, and now Trump went thermonuclear. He finally listened to us. He finally listened to Roger Stone and others, and this is historic. And I'm told Congressman Tim Burchett and others have said, they have already been access to this, okay?
I'm going to play this, but my daughter needs me real quick. I'll be right back.
And they said, if you think the Satanism and the cannibalism and the blood drinking is bad and what you saw before, they said what is in these new files is going to shake everybody. And they warned you, don't even look at it if you don't want to have nightmares. I mean, this is, folks, this is the Death Star. This will be a day long remembered. I mean, this is mega freaking massive. And they're not going to, I noticed the economists, the Rothschilds, they say in the magazine they own it. It's like, oh God, yeah, oh look, here's all the files, we cross-referenced them, and you notice you search them, there's no Trump, no emails, no communication. They're like, oh, we're exposing, oh look, the Rothschild lady was in charge. Even the Rothschild publications having to burn themselves. So this is rats leaving the sinking ship, but here's the danger. What do you guys think, and I'll shut up when you go through all the pieces.
No.
What do you think they're about to pull now that this is going down? Because the deep state, they got codes to bring down power grids. They got all sorts of networks. They got all sorts of, terror groups they're funding. They got weird white supremacists out in the woods. No, seriously, you saw famously Maxine Waters, you say, there's Trump's training white supremacist militias and all. No, They got all sorts of crazy groups, radical Islam groups, all Hezbollah wound up, ready to go. So I'm saying we're in a maximum danger right now because Trump just dropped the fucking hammer, man.
The nuke.
He just dropped the fucking nuke.
Yeah. So where do we go from here? Because
that should be the headline. Trump just dropped a fucking nuke on the deep state. Trump just took the gloves off. Trump just fucking manned up. Trump just leveled up. And people don't fucking get how huge this is. This is mega motherfucking. Okay, that's as much.
Yeah.
This is mega motherfucking.
This is your show,
massive.
bro.
Well, I don't normally do this, but I mean, this is fucking awesome.
This is off topic, but you guys want to know what's crazy? Sorry. Is that on the videos that I've been uploading, this is off topic, now I'll play the video, but the videos I've been uploading, right? Like my previous Steve Will Do It video, I was getting copyright notices. And I'm like, well, what's copyright? They let me upload my first, 5 videos with my intro with the music on it. And now, I guess the music on my intro is copywritten. So now it's just a TV turn on and it's the like and subscribe thing and whatnot. But random thought. I just think that's crazy.
This is everything we wanted. And let me tell you, they ain't getting out of this. I mean, the stuff, I was driving over here just looking at the stuff, and your crew's awesome doing small talk. I was kind of like, I mean, it's just bzz, 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 cannibalism, murdering kids, delivering sex slaves. Bzz, 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 bzz. I mean, it's just bzz, 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 bzz. So you tell me what I want to show. God, I mean, this is.
Dude, imagine he got it right there and then the information. Let's do the show. Let's go. I'm like, we're going. Traffic.
Like I said, I'm tired. I'm dead. But I said, look, there's certain times you got to just, hey, we got to make it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So holy crap.
Well, as hot as your girlfriend is, I can just look at her. I gotta wake up right away.
Let's go. Wait, but Mario, apparently we don't like girls. Apparently,
yeah, apparently not. We're gay.
Yeah,
remember that.
Apparently,
you put me on blast, Alex.
Yeah, we're all gay.
Yeah, we all gay. That's what they always say, right?
Frogs in the water.
Yeah, I'm some blueberries.
Yeah.
I was like, the blueberries won't make you gay.
Yeah. It's the frogs.
Let me say, none of us are getting any pussy.
So okay. Nope. So let me ask you this, I guess. So obviously, Trump's been doing really good with the poker face with the Epstein files. I've said it for a while, like, man, this is going to hurt him a lot because the DOJ has been doing some good work with all the other stuff they got. The arrests are up,
and you're a former federal agent. You know stuff.
They've been compared to the Chris Wray's FBI and Merrick Garland's DOJ. They're way better.
They were going in reverse, covering up. Trump was going up 50 miles an hour. Now he's going 1,000 miles an hour.
So
Ditzy Damsel. No, it wasn't a copyright strike. It's like, okay, let me show you. I'm only going to play a couple seconds of it. But I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So my YouTube intro. By the way, thank you guys for running up this Nelk Boys video. My first video on my discography, my last video, Erica Kirk, almost hit 1,000. But my Steve Will Do video is almost at $2,000 or 2,000 views. So I'm finally starting to get a little bit in the algorithm on my video discography. What, honey? Aubrey, make sure you share it, sissy. You know? But anyway, so like listen to my intro. Right, so that music right there was on all my intros, and it was just fine. And then on my new videos I'm uploading, all of a sudden I got a copyright notice, and it's like, well, what the heck is the copyright notice about? I had it checked, and it was my intro, so now I have to play my intro like this. Just sounds sketchy, and it sounds on. Looks like we have intro wasn't even on this video, but there was a video that I just released where I had to play my intro, and I had to take the background music out. Like, it's just crazy. There wasn't a copyright strike, but it was like, what the hell, you know? Like, my intro was fine for the past, like, 10 videos. Why is it not fine now? But it is what it is. As long as I keep, you know, as long as I can keep being monetized and I'm good with YouTube, I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, I didn't realize.
This is my livelihood, guys. You know, I'm chasing my dreams full out, you know? I'm not holding back.
And now, and I didn't know that it was like pissing him off this much with the Epstein files, but I could see why, because like it was hurting his legacy. You know, people were saying, "What the fuck's going on?" And he released everything. Where do we go from here, man? What do you think?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is listeners got mad at me saying I was covering up. I was
10 more people just need to double tap their screen, guys. 10 more people, and we'll be at 200 likes. Thank you guys so much for running it up today. God bless you. Did we hit Oh, we're at 10,412. We've gained over 60 subs today, guys. Let's go.
Talking to the White House, I was talking to these people, I'll leave it at that, and I was getting their view and telling them what's now come out. But I was telling the White House, don't do this. They're going to stab you in the back. And you know how investigations are. When stuff's 20 years old, you're never going to get it. And then I'm not accusing all the victims of being bad. I'm just saying most of the victims, they kind of keep it the 14-year-olds and up, who most of them became operatives getting other kids. Mm-hmm. So they have an incentive not to say what they really did. So when they say, oh, these victims know everything, no, the files know it all.
Yeah.
And so you just can't go off these women that were used.
That's why they always say, don't listen to the person's mouth, right? Don't listen to the person's mouth. You listen to the black and white. It's one thing you learn not only in the streets, but you know, in other things, in the courtroom and everything else. You only wait till the black and white comes out, because people will say whatever they want. God bless everybody new in the chat. I appreciate every single one of you guys who are showing love. The amount of love today is just crazy. I can't believe it. Thank you for the 200 likes, guys. Keep double tapping your screens. Keep liking the stream. Oh man, you guys are awesome. I'm so blessed. I'm highly blessed and favored.
Set up to you.
I'm highly blessed and favored by the Almighty, and it's because of you guys. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing good, Stacy.
He was buying kids 8, 9, 10 years old in Eastern Europe, who he'd bring back.
You know, Craig, it's funny you said that. It's like the rich people in the woods. You know, it brings me back to when Bohemian Grove became a big thing, right? Like people were wondering about Bohemian Grove. Like, oh, why are all these rich people, ex-presidents and everybody else dressing up and going into, because Alex Jones, this guy, was the first one to infiltrate it and record what they do, which is burning an effigy and throwing like a fake baby into the fire. And it's like, it just brings me back to Bohemian Grove. And now Bohemian Grove, Pizzagate, and all that has now transpired into Epstein Island, Epstein files, and it's just growing bigger and bigger, man. And it's going to be interesting to see how the people who are in power and who control the world aren't going to be controlling the world for much longer, I feel. But yeah, God bless everybody. God bless all the new subscriptions. Thank you for the 200 likes. Keep double tapping your screens. If the double tap doesn't work, hit the 3 dots on the top right screen or on the top right corner of your screen, excuse me. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and show some motherfucking love. Become a member. $4.99 a month is a See Me Now Soldier. $9.99 a month is a See Me Now General. Shout out to all my soldiers. Shout out to all my generals. Natalie, shout out to Natalie. Shout out everybody, man. God bless you guys.
and used for years and years as sex slaves, who he would
He had
then
a house in Paris and everything. Yeah.
who he would then organize.
Let's
to be
rewind
the
this. I've been talking.
handlers of
I've been
the other-
talking too much. I'm gonna rewind this just a little bit, and then I'll shut up for a minute.
First covering up, Trump was going up 50 miles an hour. Now he's going 1,000 miles an hour.
So I didn't realize, and I didn't know that it was like pissing him off this much with the Epstein files, but I could see why, because like it was hurting his legacy. You know, people were saying, "What the fuck's going on?" And he released everything. Where do we go from here, man? What do you think?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is listeners got mad at me saying I was covering up. I was talking to the White House. I was talking to these people, I'll leave it at that. And I was getting their view and telling them what's now come out. But I was telling the White House, don't do this. They're going to stab you in the back. And you know how investigations are. When stuff's 20 years old, you're never going to get it. And then I'm not accusing all the victims of being bad. I'm just saying most of the victims, they kind of keep it the 14-year-olds and up, who most of them became operatives getting other kids. So they have an incentive not to say what they really did. So when they say, "Oh, these victims know everything," no, the files know it all.
Yeah.
And so you just can't go off these women that were used and set up to he was buying kids 8, 9, 10 years old in Eastern Europe, who he'd bring back and use for years and years as sex slaves, who he would then
He had a house in Paris and everything. Yeah.
who he would then organize to be the handlers of the other girls. So he used women.
Yeah.
To control all the other slaves.
Yeah. No, he actually.
It's easier to use women to control women. That's why it's like when this is kind of like a different analogy, but it's like when you're in a relationship, right, and your girlfriend hangs out with her homegirls and they're getting into her head. Women are easily manipulated within each other, so that's why this guy was most likely using his women victims as they got older as scouters and people to, you know what I mean, to continue to manipulate.
It was crazy how he had this layered system, because I went through the West Palm Beach case file stuff, and he'd get these high school girls, recruit them, they'd do the massage, whatever, and then they'd get other girls, and he'd just pay them all, and he kind of like had like it was how he would insulate himself. That's what so him and Glenn would be first, then he'd get the other girls, then they would do all the work in getting all the other girls.
So he's a real pimp,
kind of, but like
a super pimp.
Yeah, in the wrong way, but yeah.
Yeah, if pimp, evil
That's not
pimp.
how pimp is. I mean, people look at pimping bad, and pimping is bad. Sex trafficking is bad, but there's a difference between actual pimping and sex trafficking. Okay, there's a difference between actual pimping and actual sex trafficking. Okay,
If all pimp's got a cape, he's Superman.
Yeah, pretty much. So let me ask you this then, Alex, because obviously
there's a difference between actual sex work and sex trafficking. Huge difference. Like the 400,000 kids that were lost coming through our border through the Biden administration. Those are being sex trafficked, right? But then there's also girls out here who are tricking men, who are dealing with tricks and getting money because they want to do it. Like there's a difference.
You've went through the files. You've been looking at this for decades. What is Trump's role specifically with Epstein? What was their actual relationship? We hear different stories from the media. CNN says they're best friends. Fox News says he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, if Myron just got fresh out of here, like out of this discussion, and it was just Fresh and Alex, it'd be way better. I mean, if it was just Myron and Alex. Fresh is just like a ugly, doesn't know what he's talking about, wants to just conform to the narrative type guy.
Oh, you
guys remember when he and Sneeko got into it? Because it was like, well, no, Fresh was giving him shit because Sneeko got banned, and Sneeko was like, well, I'd rather tell the truth and have integrity and get banned than, be like you and be a shill, You guys remember that argument? Oops, sorry.
The file came out where he reported him to the West Palm Beach in 2006. Can you kind of give us a quick, actually take your time, an overview? What was their relationship? When did they stop being friends? What was it in totality?
Yeah, I mean, we've had New York
All right, guys, we have 14 minutes left. 7 more donations, $10 and above. Any donation above $10, though, go to the pinned comment link, ko-fi.com/see-me-now, so YouTube doesn't take 30%, right? It is YouTube's right to take 30%. It's their platform. But a lot of people tell me that they would rather donate through other links like the Streamlabs link or the Ko-Fi link, because then 30% isn't taken. I just get the whole amount, right? And it goes straight to my PayPal. So if you have a larger amount you would like to send me, go to the pinned comment, hit the link, send it through there, become a member on my Ko-Fi. But I do have 7 more donations to reach my 10 donation goal, $10 and above. God bless you guys. Shit. Where was it? Where were we at? My bad.
Operatives getting other kids.
Chris Wray's FBI and Merrick Garland's DOJ, they're way better.
They were going in reverse, covering up. Trump was going up 50 miles an hour. Now he's going 1,000 miles an hour.
So I didn't realize, and I didn't know that it was like pissing him off this much with the Epstein files, but I could see why, because like it was.
Did Jim Wilson do another $10? Oh no, he okay. I was gonna say, did I miss something? No, I didn't. All right.
Hurting his legacy, you know, people were saying, what the fuck's going on? And he released everything. Where do we go from here, man? What do you think?
Well, I mean, that's the thing is listeners got mad at me saying I was covering up. I was talking to the White House. I was talking to these people. I'll leave it at that.
Well, no, your donations on YouTube are valid, right? But I'm saying if you're donating...
And I was getting their view and telling them...
If you're donating $2 to $10, okay, that's fine, right? But once you, like, I got people like Natalie who donate $100. Natalie doesn't want to donate $100 on YouTube. If 30% is going to be taken, then I also have to pay 30% tax on it because I'm self-employed. She would rather go to the Ko-Fi link in the pinned comment and donate it through there so she knows I get the whole 100. You get what I'm saying? All donations matter, and I appreciate all of them. But, you know, I'm just trying to help y'all out, you know?
What's now come out.
Hi, baby.
But I was telling the White House, don't do this. They're going to stab you in the back. And you know how investigations are. When stuff's 20 years old, you never...
I'm going to let this play. I got to bring my daughter, go potty. I'll be right back.
We're going to get it. And then I'm not accusing all the victims of being bad. I'm just saying most of the victims, they kind of keep it the 14-year-olds and up, who most of them became operatives getting other kids. Mm-hmm. So they have an incentive not to say what they really did. So when they say, oh, these victims know everything, no, the files know it all.
Yeah.
And so you just can't go off these women that were used and set up, you know, he was buying kids 8, 9, 10 years old in Eastern Europe who he'd bring back and use for years and years as sex slaves, who he would then...
He had a house in Paris and everything, yeah.
Who he would then organize to be the handlers of the other girls. So he used women to control all the other slaves.
Yeah, no, it was crazy how he had this layered system, because I went through the West Palm Beach case file stuff. And he'd get these high school girls, recruit them, they'd do the massage, whatever, and then they'd get other girls, and he'd just pay them all. And he kind of like had it was how he would insulate himself. That's what so him and Glenn would be first, then he'd get the other girls, then they would do all the work in getting all the other girls.
So he's a real pimp.
Kind of. But like
a super pimp.
Yeah, in the wrong way, but yeah.
Yeah, if evil pedophile pimp's got a cape, he's Superman.
Yeah, pretty much. So let me ask you this then, Alex, because obviously you've went through the files, you've been looking at this for decades. What is Trump's role specifically with Epstein? What was their actual relationship? We hear different stories from the media. CNN says they're best friends. Fox News says he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. You know, the file came out where he reported him to West Palm Beach in 2006. Can you kind of give us a quick, take your time, an overview? What was their relationship? When did they stop being friends? What was it in totality?
Yeah, I mean, we've had New York Times articles saying that they were best friends.
Yep.
That's not true. Before I endorsed Trump 10 years ago, I talked to the authors, I talked to the experts. Remember, I was already an expert on human trafficking, government sex operations, pedophilia.
Yeah.
Knew all the Ted Gunderson and John DeCamp and all the guys that had literally exposed it in the Democrat and Republican Party. These are the guys that had in the front page in 1989. You can pull it up in Washington Times. Underage call boys, midnight visits White House. Underage call boys, midnight visits White House. And so these are the guys that exposed the CIA base in D.C. producing child porn and snuff films. These are the guys that did all this. So well, not that I'm smart. When I was first getting on air, I was having these guys on, Kathy O'Brien, Mind Control, MK Ultra, all this stuff. And so Trump is in New York. His dad's super conservative. He has his own business.
Sorry, my daughter had to go potty. Couldn't find where the potty chair was. My bad. I had to bring her to go to the bathroom.
$100 million from his dad. He works with Roy Cohn, the famous anti-communist that was the lawyer for McCarthy. That's Trump's MO. But Epstein comes along in the 90s and is the head of the Trial Commission and has all this investment stuff. And so just like Steve Bannon, yeah, they do business. But it's like investments and real estate and stuff. And that's what Trump knows. And so Epstein obviously is in New York. Trump's in New York. And then you got the satellite at that time down here in Palm Beach. And so all that's public, that they're in events, they're at public shows, they're socialites, they're in some videos and photos together. But we knew, and Roger Stone exposed this 10 years ago when I first endorsed Trump. He wrote a book about it, Clinton and their war on women.
Jim, you try and tell me you're refunding all those, which is fine. If you need to take your money back, that's fine. But I was looking at this and you said your kid was on your phone, so that's why you... Maybe your kid likes my content. Can I get a refund, please? Well, I can't refund you myself. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to refund you, bro. You're gonna have to talk to YouTube about that. I don't know how your kid though. I don't know how your kid would have donated these certain amounts. I guess maybe it does make sense. $10, $20, $2, $10. You're gonna have to talk to YouTube about that, but yeah, I can't give it to you directly. My apologies, brother, but God, I really thought you were a supporter. I really thought that I was like getting blessed here. Kid loves your content, bro. You have to make sure that can't happen. Yeah. Well, apparently Jim's kid, apparently Jim, apparently your kid thought that, I was worthy enough of donations. So, I mean, it's like, so I wrote your name down on the donor wall for nothing. I guess I'm sorry, bro. Much love to you, bro. Let's let this play. I'll be right back, bro. I know it's a super blessing, but I don't know if he's being serious or not, whether or not he needs a refund. Because if he does get a refund, then all that gets taken back. So, again, anyone who wants to bless your boy, go to the Ko-Fi link that's pinned in the comments. YouTube takes a brutal 30%. When you donate through Ko-Fi, if you donate $5 on Ko-Fi, I get $4.20. That's like, I don't know how much percentage. Natalie donated $50 the other day, and I ended up getting $48 or something like that. It was something big. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it is what it is, man. Your kid loves my content, though. I'm gonna let this play. I'll be back. You okay, honey? Shake it off. Shake it off. But that's okay. Still shake it off. Shake it. Go like this. Shake it off. All right, I'll be right back. I'll let this play a little bit.
That Trump first dropped the dime to the Palm Beach police and got him indicted. So all that new news that's been released in the last tranche of Epstein files a few weeks ago, that's old news. It was Trump that was the informant. And then Michael Wolff, who is number 3 in the files, the most mentioned, the most emails, dirty Democrat operative, he is in there over the last 8-9 years, constantly with Epstein. And they made recordings together that have been come out. Like, how do we set Trump up? He's like, he never took massages. He never came to the house. We can't get him. I know he's the one that dropped the dime on me.
Real G.
Yeah. So what's crazy is, that's why I was saying, like, Trump's not involved. Trump dropped the dime. But it wasn't until, and then Trump, until 2 years ago, was like, yeah, release it all. Then they come to him when he's president-elect and they go, sir, it's hundreds of bankers, it's heads of universities, it's top scientists. This will kill the faith and credit of the U.S. Plus it's old, plus it's full of crap, plus the Democrats control the file, it's going nowhere. You need to just kill it. So Trump said, fine, kill it. And I was like, I told him, I said, do not do this. They're going to stab you in the back and claim you're involved. And they're like, that's ridiculous. I'm not involved. And I said, they don't care. They're already caught. They're done. All they can do is trick you to grab victory from the jaws of defeat. or to grab defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah.
To grab defeat from the jaws of victory.
So
it's taken me a year of literally hammering him and hammering his advisors, because you can talk to him and it's just, he's always like the next thing. He's very savantish, very autistic, I would say. Definitely Asperger's at the next level, not in a bad way, but he's a cut above the rest in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to go ape shit on air the last week. I had to come here, and I had to tell him, I said, I'm going to come bullhorn Mar-a-Lago, because I can go meet with Trump if I want to, but it's more efficient. I've done it before with his first admin on the Russiagate to fire some people, which he did fire. That whole 60 minutes on it. I finally got a bunch of people fired by bullhorning for 2 days off and on the White House. And Trump could hear it and came out and watched it and said it finally fired him. So it's like he can't get his attention. He's like, I'm going to get the Panama Canal and stop China. I'm going to take over Venezuela. I'm going to cut off the voting machines that are fraud. I'm going to get $20 trillion in investment. He's like, his brain is like, he's like goal oriented, like he has a scale of things. He's like, I'm not involved in Epstein. I'm safe. I don't want to go there. But I'm like, that doesn't matter. They're going to make this the litmus test for you. So, I'm not trying to give myself the credit, but it's true. A bunch of other people are doing it too. I literally said, I'm coming to Florida. And I said, I'm staying here until I was going to be staying until next week. Then I got the word yesterday. I said,
damn, Jim, I thought you were a real supporter too. Damn. Like, I was even giving you like a whole heartfelt message. Like, hey, bro, like, like, I appreciate, like, oh man, that kind of breaks my heart. I'm not going to lie.
You'll be pleased what's about to happen this morning. I was like, watch what happens. I was like, we'll see. So I was like holding off to see what's going on, because I was going to go to.
But just so you know, Jim, your name is written down on the donation wall 5 times.
Mar-a-Lago with a gigantic bullhorn and scream for days, and the whole press would be there. But the point is
tell them to release everything.
Absolutely,
yeah.
But the point is, that's the power of the people. But it's also the fact that Trump wasn't involved. So
shout out SoCal, Southern California. God bless you. I got a lot of friends from there.
Now all these emails and text messages.
Shout out to all the Bloods and Crips, Serranos, everybody, man. I fuck with everybody down there, man. I got a lot of people from down there.
He's ratting them out at the feds. He's ratting them out to the local police. Yeah, that's who Trump is. I remember.
Not only that, but I know a lot of business people from down there. So God bless SoCal, man. God bless California in general, because y'all need it with Gavin Newsom.
Roger Stone told me this before it was even in the news like 10 years ago. And he's Trump's confidant. He's like, yeah, Virginia Giuffre, she had another name. It was her maiden name. She's there. She works at the
guys,
place. And
guys, we got a minute left on our super chat goal of 10 super chats, $10 and above. 7 more people. Let's try and reach our super chat goal. We got 55 seconds. Can anyone sit there and donate $10 and above to help me reach my goal? Anybody, get your name written on the donor wall. Help show some love and support. But any big donations, go to the pinned link in the comments. God bless you guys, man. Today's been awesome. God, I hate it when you're eating something and you have to sniff, and then you get a little bit of food stuck in your fucking nostrils, and it feels like I just snorted some Lay's chips. Sorry.
Ghislaine Maxwell pulls her out, and then they caught Epstein pulling another girl out. And all the victims say they never saw Trump other than the 2 that worked there. They say he's totally nice.
Wow, cigarette. I'm used to seeing people vote or do vapes. I don't vape. Fuck all that vaping shit. I quit smoking cigarettes recently. I'm trying to quit again, which won't be that hard, but vapes are way worse.
They'd see him walk by.
That's the way China's trying to kill us, is through vapes.
And so Trump literally came to Epstein the first time. He said, don't pull another girl out of here. They pulled another, and he got pissed and dropped a dime on him. So that shows how much he's involved in the minutia of his business.
Because he was pissed off that they were taking his employees.
They're taking his employees.
Yeah.
And Epstein says all that to Michael Wolff. So I'm on air going, hey, Trump's not involved. I don't know why he's covering up. We know he thinks he'll scratch his stomach.
We might hit 10.5 thousand this stream if we continue. Everybody continues to hit the subscribe button. We might hit 10.5 thousand.
Not just got to believe Trump and the Democrats spin it. Oh, God, you're all the pedo party. No, guys, it's hundreds of top Democrats, hundreds of university heads, all these Hollywood people going to the island, delivering kids, eating babies, draining blood, adrenochrome. It's all in there, grinding up bones. It is, they are, but what else do they do? They just put on this confidence act, puffed up like roosters, hoping he would be intimidated. And for a while he was, because he's like, this is embarrassing, but it's over. I mean, they are completely screwed now.
Yeah.
What was the extent of their their friendship?
Nah, usually when I want to quit something, I just quit it. It's weird. I just all of a sudden stop. That's just how I am. It's weird.
I know they were friends for a bit. It seems like party mates or whatever. What was the extent of that?
No, weed vapes are completely acceptable, and if they're real. Don't get those fake, stupid ones that you get offline that have fucking formaldehyde in them.
Well, I don't just believe Roger Stone. Back in the day, the New York Times was more accurate. Roger Stone had 51 years. And Trump doesn't cheat on his wives, but in between marriages, he's quite the horn dog. and he wants... And his
He doesn't cheat on his wives. I give respect. He doesn't cheat on his wives. Okay, he's a better man than me, man.
Man of honor.
Okay.
But have you ever met, like, Melania? She's intimidating.
Okay.
He's the opposite of pedo. He's not in Russia. That proven fake, being pissed off by hookers. A, he's not into that. He's a neat freak. B, he's not going to let somebody have control of him.
Yeah,
he's not going to let somebody, do something like that. He knows it's a setup, knows it's cameras. That was all proven to be an MI6, Clinton, Obama.
I'm going to ask you about Clinton and Obama after this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So what was the question? Though?
With Trump, the extent of their friendship, like what was it exactly? Because you hear different accords.
So what Epstein claims he is, or the media did later, is what Roger Stone was. But Roger Stone was the political advisor, gave him the idea to run for president. And then Roger was his wingman in between divorces, because he go years not married.
So Roger Stone was his wingman, not Epstein.
No, Roger Stone was his wingman.
Okay.
And Roger Stone would just go out on double or triple dates so that the media wouldn't pick it up and say who he was dating.
Okay. All right.
And so some of that's hit the news, but that's the MO. And so so he was his wingman. That's a lie in the media that he was friends or even best friends with him.
Yeah. Speaking of Mr. You don't buy a herb online. Go to shops. Your true trusted neighborhood man. If it's still against it and lame. Bro, like I have a med card, so I go to the dispensary. But I'll tell you this. A lot of these vapes that they be selling you on the streets are from 100% like fake people. So do not buy them.
He would see him at events. He was nice. This guy was the head of the Reliable Commission for David Rockefeller, his gopher. And he was the head Rothschild representative. So, Trump on record mainly got his investment for stuff from U.S., German. But after that, the Rothschilds are his third biggest investor. So, but that's what they do. I mean, they're the richest family in the world.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're really involved in everything, dude.
I was at 7-Eleven today buying some lifesavers. I mean, I work for them. The point is that this is it. It's like I flew on American Airlines. I don't mean I own it. So, yeah, it's the U.S. banks, German banks, some Swiss banks, and the Rothschilds are right there. So, no, Trump has, but he always paid his debts back and did a good job. It was a good investment. So, of course, he's hanging out with the Rothschild head of the Trial Commission. I mean, at parties and everywhere else being nice to him. But as soon as he came in and cut out some of his employees, he got on his ass. And Wolf talks about it, and Epstein's like, yeah, he was right on my ass. So, like, what are you doing, man?
Yo, pause.
Yeah, which is crazy. And I owned all this stuff. How would I know somebody's pulling girls out of my business?
Yeah.
So Trump's on it, man. And but that's
what year was this roughly when he I'm trying to remember when he banned him from Mar-a-Lago for pulling
18 years ago.
18 years ago. Okay.
Wow.
But it's the same thing. You can pull up the audio of this.
07. Oh, right around the time he was getting picked up for the other stuff.
Well, he reported it first.
Yeah.
Trump's the one that dropped the dime.
Yeah.
Or 19 years ago. But here's the deal. You can pull this audio up.
Because if you do look at the FBI files, now that I mention it, now that you mention that, when you look at because I remember going through the FBI files, for a while, the names were redacted of the people that were given the information. At least this is years ago when I looked at it. So now it's unredacted, and the West Palm Beach reports also were redacted when it said informant XYZ, they'd redact it.
And now it's Trump. But here's the deal. Yeah, people also say, the new 3 million files, they're redacted. Congress is able to see the redacted names.
Oh, they can?
Yeah. So Congress can see all that now. So, and look, I say just release it all. But then we also had some of the victims saying, pull the last tranche because now they've been put in there. So the point is, they're fully released now because Congress can see the redacted names. So let the games begin.
Guys, we got 20K watching. Like the video.
Yeah, like the video.
Follow Alex on Twitter at RealAlexJones.
Yep. Go check them out on
really
there.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we're live on my channel, Fresh to Fit, Meyer Gaines X, Rumble, etc. We got 20,000 plus. We got even more on Kick and everything. Oh, now I guess
And
the
then
balls
they
in their
pull
court.
back.
Oh, they did pull back after that again?
Yeah. So that's a great question.
Good. Take it away.
Use your federal law enforcement training. We don't have to speculate. In the last tranche of 3 million emails that were released a few weeks ago, you have Ghislaine Maxwell, who was appointed by the UN, the head of the UN Sea Treaty, where the UN claims ownership of the ocean.
Yes.
She was the head of that.
Yeah.
She is in emails back to 2005, 6, 7 with the Rothschild money founding the Clinton Global Initiative. So the Clinton Global Initiative, the Clinton Foundation,
founded that.
and the Clinton Library. Yeah, there's 3 foundations. But the Clinton Global Initiative, the money from the Rothschilds through her, and her dad was Robert Maxwell, the MI6 Mossad agent, all that.
Yeah.
Multi-billionaire, owned most of the media over there, newspapers, TV stations. Fell off the boat, you know.
He fell off the boat.
And that
Yeah.
business is handed to him,
Yeah.
to Epstein. And so with the Clintons, you have them literally being given the money by Epstein. So again, Epstein is David Rockefeller's factotum or his legate or his executioner. Because again, when you're a powerful, super, ultra rich person, you got to have people you trust.
Of course.
And so this is like his demigod. And so he's the head of the Trial Commission. In the emails, and the Rothschilds admit it, yes, he is our main global representative of the richest family on earth. Okay? And this is admitted by the Rothschilds. They're apologizing today in the news. The King of England says, I'm ready to have my brother arrested. That's what I'm saying, guys. This is the mother lode, okay?
Yeah.
Like, this is everything vindicated.
We're going to ask you about King Andrews and the Brits next. After
Absolutely.
This.
So I cannot I mean, you know me. You've been on my show, and it's not a slow news today, but hey, you're a great guest. Okay, yeah. No, you got good plumbing. But the point is, I got a fucking soul. No, you did a great job. What I'm saying is, no, I'm on my own show. I'm like that.
Yeah.
This I cannot.
No, this is a big deal.
This is not hype.
This is a big deal.
This is not hype.
It's real. This is huge.
This is over the fucking top. I mean, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Lord.
History is Valentine's Day 2026. Holy fucking Toledo.
Christ is King.
Yeah, Christ is King. So, yeah. The relationship with the Clintons is they're his bitch because he's Trilateral Commission Rothschild. So when people say, like, this guy was the boss, he was the boss. Because when Rockefeller died, he was his toady.
You know, I did not know. So just so I make sure I have this right. So Ghislaine basically founded the organizations, got the funding for the organizations, and Epstein controlled the purse strings.
Yes.
For the Clinton foundations. Wow.
That's right. It goes Rothschilds, which funded on record the Rockefeller Federal Reserve. They set it up with his dad. They donated the land for the UN, San Francisco and New York. David Rockefeller wrote books. They set up the whole New World Order, baby. And this guy is the gopher. But anybody knows you're a gopher 20, 30 years. Boss dies. I already said this 5 times.
The guy.
This is fucking David Rockefeller, man. This is. So you ask the Clintons. Yeah, the Clintons are downstream from this. He was a Clinton's boss. Jeffrey Epstein was a Clinton's boss.
So what was
What's up, Mr.
so obviously they relied
Anas Tally for the subscription. God bless you and your family. Welcome to the See Me Now family.
on him for funding. Ghislaine Maxwell actually founded and the
But not just the
organization
funding.
secured the money.
The funding comes in and all the politicians are bought. They do what you say. The funding's secondary to the control.
So just real quick, just to interject here real quick. If I want to run in politics, I got to be a part of that system. Have to be. There's no way I could ease in by myself. Got to be a part of the system, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I'm not defending Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
Because he did make some jokes about kids. And I like Steve. He's very smart. And he's done a great job with the rebellions in Europe and everything. But he knows back when he's a financier, well, you go to the king. So they're like, why is Steve? But it's never about, other than like one email. It's all about money. And then the causes are good, which is crazy.
Why did he hold on to the interview so long?
Well, he never released it. Only 2 hours of 9 hours.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why did he never release it? Like, he held on to it for
I think
years.
Epstein realized he shouldn't have said the things he said. Like, David Rockefeller recruited me when I was 30. And again, you want to hear about the British, but let's do Bill Barr first.
Sure, go for it.
Type in Bill Barr's father, space relations. His name,
okay. Bill Barr's father, space relations?
It's Donald Barr, but the point is...
Okay, we'll pull that up for you right now. And
So his dad is...
You want the wiki page or...?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
So space relations, pull space relations.
Bill Barr's father, space relations, Bills, please.
So Bill Barr...
Here it is right here. Make it big so Alex can see it.
His dad is number 3 in the OSS in World War II.
Okay.
Oh.
Former CIA.
Yeah, but that's like advising directly, Eisenhower. Okay. So, and Churchill. So Bill Barr's dad, Donald Barr.
Yeah, we literally has space relations right there.
Click
Donald Barr. Click his thing.
He is number 3 in the OSS. This is declassified. Then high-level CIA. He runs a girls' school in New York. And at like 25, they hired Jeffrey Epstein to work there.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Then
the Dalton School, right? From them.
Dalton School.
Yeah.
5
math
years,
teacher.
Yeah,
This is where he first got his math job, I think.
5 years later.
Thank you to Mr. McMitch. Can't donate, but you got my subscription and like for sure. All that matters to me are the likes and the subscription, guys. Like for real, like the biggest blessing to me is just growing the channel and growing the family. Right now we're at 10,420. I mean, that's the biggest blessing to me is you guys liking the stream and subscribing, hitting the notification bell, and being a part of every single stream. If you guys feel like I deserve your donation or I deserve a bigger blessing, then that's fine. I mean, that's just a blessing other than, I appreciate it very much. So God bless you guys.
He's the representative of the head of the Trial Commission. So it's all. So here's the deal.
It's nuts.
Bill Barr is the head, same as Jeffrey, the manager, to declassified of Iran-Contra because they kept it secret from Reagan.
Wait, he was say that one more time. He was the manager.
Bill Barr on record was CIA.
Yep.
And the main White House manager that kept secret from Reagan under George Herbert Walker Bush of Iran-Contra.
Oh my God. Okay.
So his dad runs the Dalton School. Then they hire Epstein. Then in 1991. They used the Somalis as the cutout of a bunch of billions of dollars to ship them to Ohio, and they set up in Ohio a evergreen transportation that used to just be north of here, run by Oliver North, the CIA Air Force. Okay.
Yes.
So
yes, there's a CIA base. Yes, a former back in the day.
Yeah. So he becomes. That's where they got all the seized planes, Maduro's, all of it up there. And so all of that, I just turned it the other day. Leave it at that. I'll get to it later. So all of this is going on, and. So that his dad publishes, whatever year it was, you pulled up Space Relations, a book about humans that work with aliens to kidnap human children on Earth to ship them to a planet for sex slavery and satanic torture. 1973.
Yep.
So this number 3 in OSS writes a science fiction book about intergalactic sex slavery of human
Science fiction.
little boys and girls. And his son is the head of the Iran-Contra liaison. And then he hires Jeffrey Epstein, and 5 years later becomes the head of the Trilateral Commission.
Brody, you don't even worry about it, brother. You just get caught up. I know times are tough out there. That's why I say the subscriptions and the likes are enough. Just growing the family, growing the channel is the biggest blessing I can get. Anybody who feels like I deserve a blessing when it comes to donations, I truly am grateful for. But just liking and subscribing and growing the family is enough. Your guys' well-being and your guys' families come first. The moment you feel like I deserve a blessing where you can, super chat or go to my Ko-Fi and donate, then, that's cool. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, shit!
Wow.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Wow.
Now we're getting, because these old men need an energetic guy. They'll do what they fucking tell them.
Yeah. So
he's a young guy.
I see what you're saying. Young guy, gopher. I'll do it. I'll make it happen, etc. Because I always thought it was weird
And
how
I'll deliver all you old men, all the girls you want to screw.
Yeah.
He was like a promoter in Miami Club.
Yeah.
He brings all the girls.
Well, if you listen to him speak, he's actually very well spoken and very charismatic. And he's very smart. Even though, and he's like, you could tell he's a very good, he has a New York accent like that. He's a bullshitter, but the guy's charming. I can see why.
Well, they got to pick somebody.
Yeah.
And so, I remember 20 years ago, I interviewed experts on Rockefeller, and he would just.
I appreciate that, Brody. God bless you, man. And straight up, how to live with a smile, 100%. Thank you guys for the kind words in the chat, man. God bless you guys.
Do test scores, they do these psychological tests and stuff. That you'd have. Oh, we're going to give you a scholarship. We do all these Minnesota multiphasics and stuff, and then you'd be in Wisconsin or wherever, and David Rockefeller would be in the line at the cafeteria. I said, we'd like you to come work for us. It's like the Pink Floyd song, "Have a cigar, son. You're going to go far. You're going to live forever." So yeah, I mean, the point is, we now all the pieces have gone crystal clear.
But because it's not like he went to Harvard. It's not like he went to Yale. He didn't go to any of these elite institutions. I don't even think he has a college degree.
Yeah, no degree, and he's the head guy at a girls' school.
Yeah,
and now, now,
why did they pick him?
5 years later, he's the head of the Trial Commission.
Why did they pick him? Why did he? Was it because he was the girl guy? You could get them women?
It was because he's a pedophile.
Okay. Whoa.
And they just chose him. I mean, this goes on and on. But the point is that now it's all coming out, and they're talking about draining kids of blood. They're talking. Have you seen all this stuff?
I haven't seen 90 Files yet.
I heard
on
about
the
this in
plane, but-
Hollywood, but I didn't think it was actually.
Look, we could go through that
happening in real time.
We can go through
Leonardo DiCaprio's been implicated. New ones today is huge email list of him and Woody Allen talking about, I'm mainly on a human diet. I'm cannibalism. It's really made me lose weight. I grind the bones up for fiber. And then they talk about in other emails, the last tranche, about, I've been on this cannibalism diet for a while, but now I'm going to get off this for a while.
Wow. And this is in the emails?
It's in the emails.
What about Jay-Z?
Well, here's the deal. People like P. Diddy are spinoffs.
I wish you would give the file number so we can go look at the file number.
Yo, he's not the main arc. He's not the main arc.
No, but Diddy is. Yeah, Diddy has like a little weird stuff. Yeah.
And if you look at people like Epstein,
side journey.
They set up feeders into it. So it's kind of like minor leagues.
Okay.
Like you got the minor league baseball teams.
Big league and minor league. He was a little league. Hey, boy, go over there.
Oh man.
Damn.
Okay.
Well, Peter Nygaard, you can look him up. Peter Nygaard was a whole other thing. He had an island in the Caribbean, and they had all these women come that would have babies, and they'd sign them over, they'd cesarean them. So if they kill them before they're born, or they take them out before they're born, they don't legally as a person.
Oh my.
And then the thing is, would artificially inseminate the women, and then if the baby is your baby, the stem cells are like 100 times or more powerful. So then they would drain the babies of their bone marrow, their blood, and inject them in these old men. Some of the clients were George Herbert Walker Bush and others. And the thing is, Nygaard's in prison right now for this in Canada, but Nygaard is on TV shows admitting and like telling women, "Hey,
slow down the speed for you.
I'll take your period blood. I'll take a baby. I'll take whatever. I'll pay you for this. A baby's really what we want." And so, you can pull it up.
Okay. Wait. Nigga, stop the show. Are you just drink the blood of babies?
Listen, I'm not saying this because you're black. It's just the truth. If you pull up the Peter Nygaard thing, because
Peter Nygaard,
you know about dominant recessive genes, right?
Yeah.
So, like whether it's a black bull or a black bird, or a black lizard, for whatever reason, the expression of black pigment in the original genetics, not just in humans, but in every species, most stuff's black. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. For whatever reason,
bro, it looks crazy.
So the point is that he's got all these African supermodels who are like Congolese and Central Africa, because those are pure blacks. And he's saying, I will pay you for your babies because I want their blood. Because if he gets one of them pregnant and it's already his kid, there's no rejection like an organ. And then the stem cells are 100 times better because a white person, it is the big joke, like the black Israelites, you're a cave-dwelling mutant. Well, yeah, it is like X-Men. Whites are mutants. But blacks have mutations too. The point is that they want black babies. That's why they call it walnut sauce in all the documents, for blood transfusions. That's what's come out about P. Diddy demanding the black guy give him blood and all that, because it's what you want. So the best blood transfusion or stem cell would be from a black person, and then the best stem cells would be from a black woman. The way to supercharge that is to get a black woman pregnant, kill your baby and drain it, because now it's part you get full download. So you can pull up footage.
Well, pause again, YouTube. I do not agree with anything he is saying. This is all alleged. I am just reacting to this.
Of Nygaard trying to get black women to sell them babies on TV.
What? Yo,
I know this sounds, folks. I'm just telling you what's going on.
No.
You can't make this up.
We could probably find a clip. It's on YouTube.
These are vampires.
It's on YouTube, guaranteed.
The real vampires actually kill their own children. Well, I've done a bunch of reports. I'll type in Peter Nygaard, real life vampire. Just put it on X. Peter Nygaard, real life vampire. I did a report last week on it.
Okay.
But I did a report 15 years ago before he got arrested. So I know I've got sources.
So for those, because we're obviously kind of in this world, so we're listening to, like, yeah, we've heard this before. But for the people out there that might be like, what's going on here? Like, they might not be familiar with this stuff. Can you kind of explain, like, this whole ritual thing, baby thing? Why do they do it? How do they do it? Because people hear about the conspiracy theories and everything, but they don't really understand it. So if you could kind of, like, explain it for them.
Well, they got a video if you want to watch this.
Okay, so we can watch this video here.
Yo,
let's take
what's with that nigga's face, bro?
That's him without the black blood. Just he went from like looking totally young, like 85, to looking like Count Dracula, like a year without the black.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he does look like Count Dracula a lot,
blood. By the way, I'm not just saying this because there's a bunch of black folks working there. This is what it is. Like, watch my report. I mean, Let's play this.
Hey, black is beautiful.
It is.
You can get paid a lot more than that.
So how much do you want?
Yeah, I mute my mic sometimes when I have to say things to other people in the house. I try not to interrupt the stream with random jargon.
Let's bid. I bid $500, but you know, I'm prepared to outbid him anyway. Whatever I bid, he's going to outbid me. I bought about $60,000 worth of eggs. Yeah. If you have abortion, that's very valuable. Umbilical cord, you know.
Yeah, that's why, you know, there's one thing too. When you guys have babies, you never let them cut the umbilical cord until it's finished bringing in all the nutrients. There's a reason why they do that. Allegedly. I'm a comedian / conspiracy theorist. Nothing I say is true.
You know, even your period blood is so rich with stem cells. Yeah. We regard it as
everything on here is allegedly. Nothing on here I agree with. Everything on here is just crazy fictional talk.
As waste, and it actually should be. It should be captured as recycled, and it shouldn't go to waste. It's life for somebody, you know.
It's life for somebody else. That is one of the most revealing clips.
Go.
And it's life for
George Bush.
No, the best eggs are 16 to 18 years old. Those are the best eggs. The only reason
16 to 18-year-olds.
Your eggs get weaker and weaker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So you may not be our top.
You remember when they made a report about the rise of abortions, how much death is happening, and the immense number of abortions they're having? Where does all that blood go? From the abortion clinics?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I'm thinking, like, if that's true, and what Alex is saying is verified because of video, of course, then what about abortion clinics? All that dude, that's crazy, bro. Like,
you're sure crazy.
Wow. Continue, but that's
like that guy that you guys know who is trying to, what did he own? I can't remember what he owned. It was like Venmo or something, and now he's trying to like reverse his aging. Yeah, look into that.
Dude, that's insane, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
nuts.
insane.
No, that's fine. I think that was my business anyway.
And notice he slaps him around like a pimp. By the way, you women are like 30. I want 16-year-olds. I mean, folks. And then he did it with a huge medical facility. So understand, we ain't in 2026. We're like in 2050 and vampires running. These are literal vampires. And
all right, you guys get the gist. Let's move on to the next topic so I can get off stream here. Adin Ross is apparently, I'm top on the search. That's pretty cool. Adin Ross is apparently taking a break from streaming because of his addiction. I don't know if I can find it in this. Let's see. Here, hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. You guys see how fast my chat moves? That's why you guys need to super chat so I can see your chats. I don't know. Anyway, this is one of the clips I seen. Maybe we're gonna have to cut it short. This is the clip I seen here. It says Adin Ross shocks fans after announcing he's quitting streaming and says he's heading to rehab immediately. Claims things got out of control behind the scenes, and he admits that he burned through nearly half of his 850,000 monthly earnings just in 1 month. Adin, shout out Kick for lowering the monthly earnings to 850,000. I spent half that on drugs in a month. And this is what he had to say, I guess.
So I'm going to get real with you guys for a second. I'm proud of all of you. You guys made it very far. And you guys have a life where you're more blessed and fortunate than somebody else. So I'm going to get real with you guys for a second. I'm proud of all of you. You guys made it very far, and you guys have a life where you're more blessed and fortunate than somebody else. The point I'm trying to make is be happy with what you have, not what you don't have, and chase what you don't have. But don't be depressed or sad over it. Just go out and get it. Guys, you have a fresh start starting tonight, tomorrow, however you want to look at it. Go out and get what you want in this life because nobody's going to hand it to you. And everybody has the same fucking advice. Be consistent and fucking. So I'm going to get real with you guys for a second. I'm proud of all.
Oh my goodness. So it looks like Adin Ross deleted his Kick. Is he no longer on Kick? Never mind. Let's see here. What? Let's see.
Because that doesn't.
Fuck how?
That's all just gambling.
It's kind of cheesy. Keep.
When was this stream done? Maybe it's this one. I gotta go through an ad. Hold on. I don't want to get banned because of anything off Kick, so give me 1 sec. Yeah, no, I guess maybe it's fake. But there was that, you know, apparently he spent half of his money on whatever. I don't know. I guess maybe it's fake. I guess we'll see. Certainly seem real, though. So, I don't know. But we'll go over this, and then I'm going to get off, you guys. I appreciate everybody for being on here and showing love and support. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll let this play while I go to the bathroom.
Right.
Shout out to Law and Crime. This is not my content. This is Law and Crime's content. So
Silence.
Miss Maxwell.
And this does not look like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Did
You know what's up with this girl's Apple logo right here? That's weird too.
at any time play any role in Jeffrey Epstein's activities involving the recruitment, grooming, or trafficking of young women or girls?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Yep, that's pretty much what happened yesterday when Ghislaine Maxwell chose to stay very tight-lipped in front of a congressional committee investigating Jeffrey Epstein. The question is why? For the convicted sex trafficker who already said so much to the Department of Justice last summer, is she hiding something, or is she doing something far more strategic? Especially now that members of Congress can review unredacted Epstein files and are making quite the wave over what they're finding. Oh, and this on top of a new revelation that the president may have spoken to the police about Epstein. So much to get to. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. By the way, talking about the Epstein case and how it rapidly develops every second, staying on top of the news today is so important. But the problem is there's so much media bias. Who knows what to believe? That's why I want to introduce you to our sponsor, Straight Arrow News. Why? Straight Arrow News is a personalized news platform that gives readers fact-based journalism to inform and build trust. You know what? Their Media Mist tool, it shows readers headlines that are not seen on mainstream outlets, providing useful commentary that cuts through all of that sensational spin. And their site and their app, it points out all this bias with a media landscape tool to group sources by political leaning for full transparency. So look, if you're ready for a better way to get the news, go to san.com/sidebar or just click the link in my description. This is Straight Arrow News. Skip the drama, get the facts. Welcome back to trustworthy journalism.
As expected, Ghislaine Maxwell took the fifth and refused to answer any questions. This obviously is very disappointing. We had many questions to ask about the crimes she and Epstein committed, as well as questions about potential co-conspirators. We sincerely want to get to the truth to the American people and justice for the survivors. That's what this investigation's about.
Yeah, as covered in that C-SPAN clip, you have Representative James Comer explaining how Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, the woman who was convicted of sex trafficking minors to deceased financier Jeffrey Epstein, and she was sentenced to 20 years in prison, she chose to plead the fifth when asked and questioned during a sworn deposition in front of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee. They had been investigating Jeffrey Epstein, meaning invoking her right against self-incrimination. Now, she was being deposed over video while she's currently housed at a prison camp in Texas. This was through a subpoena to provide testimony. And look, while it is her right to do this, why? Why did she not provide information about what she knows? Well, let's hear directly from her.
Ms. Maxwell, were you a close friend and confidant of Jeffrey Epstein?
I would like to answer your question, but on the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer this question and any...
You know, her voice doesn't sound the same either. Hold on one second.
This is going to get no views because people want everything to be a conspiracy right now. But there are a bunch of videos going viral saying that this is not really Ghislaine Maxwell. I urge you to just go find the video of her testimony so that you can see, like, yes, it is, you guys. I'm mostly seeing these videos coming from men, and there's actual data that proves that men are bad at facial recognition.
I don't know. All I gotta say is that video we watched earlier, she definitely does not sound the same.
related questions. My habeas petition is pending in the Southern District of New York. I therefore invoke my right to silence under the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, did you...
And a lot of the time, I guess maybe there is some court hearings that have the video this far away, but usually it's up closer. It's like kind of within this frame where they talk to you.
At any time, play any role in Jeffrey Epstein's activities.
But this girl's computer, like the Apple is completely like sideways. I wonder if she got it from Temu.
Involving the recruitment, grooming, or trafficking of young women or girls.
How much did it cost to get my setup going? Or I can tell you right now a simple setup. My setup right now that I have right here is well worth over about $5,000. Everything I have. But like if you want to do good streaming and you want to get like a simple computer, you know, you want to get a simple Mac or something to start streaming on, go to Plug Tech. You give used MacBooks and stuff like that. Like you can get like, let's say this one, MacBook Air, boom, boom, boom. You can select the storage, select the condition good, 419, about half the price. You could do that. But yeah, my streaming setup right now is I have a MacBook Pro with the touch bar. I can't remember. It's like MacBook Pro, Intel, whatever processor, something. It's with the touch bar. This computer right here is like $1,100. This computer here is like $500. My mic was not expensive at all. It was probably like $80. Got ring set up, ring cam. This ring was probably like $100. I got other monitors. The webcam was $150. I got other monitors. I got the desktop area. I mean, I don't know. It's just, you don't need a lot to start streaming. So if you want to start streaming, just get yourself like a good computer, a desktop, whatever, and just start going at it, man.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right.
That's why Mr. McMitch joined the Discord community. You know what I'm saying? Join the Discord community, and I can help you out with that. That's why this is a family. When I say join the family, I don't mean that lightly. When you subscribe to this channel, you are joining a family. That's why I say join the Discord community. Because if you need help with certain things, I can certainly help you navigate.
Silence.
Let the record reflect.
Stop tech talk or I bounce off. How to live. Then bounce off. Get off my channel then. I'll talk about whatever I want. You guys think that you can control what I talk about on my channel. I will talk about and pivot and do whatever I want, however much I want on my own channel. If you have a problem with it, then leave. Like 100%. I have no problem with you leaving. Bye.
That Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination.
Just like main character syndrome all the way out with that.
Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer will incriminate you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, have you ever coerced, directed, or otherwise instructed any young woman or girl to provide sexual favors to Mr. Epstein or any other individual?
I invoke.
I appreciate you respect me, but what I'm saying is that if someone asks me, hey, how much did your setup cost? You know, like this is a family. When you subscribe, you join the family. That's why I say join the Discord. I'm not going to sit here and ignore a comment of a aspiring streamer. There could be a streamer on here right now, like Mr. McMitch. This person could grow bigger than me. I'm not going to sit here and not give him the cheat codes on what technology to get and how to do good at streaming. I'm not like that. I'm not like these other YouTubers. I'm willing to help you. You know what I mean? So if you have a problem with that, then leave the channel.
My Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Maxwell has invoked the Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. Ms. Maxwell, please be very clear. Are you declining to answer the question put to you solely on the ground that you believe the answer?
Mr. McMitch, join the Discord, dude, and I'll definitely help you out, brother.
Will incriminate you.
Skippy, drop the Discord if you could.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
Ms. Maxwell, can you please provide us with all the names of other additional co-conspirators to the crimes perpetuated by you and Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to silence.
And it pretty much went like that. Now, on one hand, as she said, her attorneys may have told her, look, don't say anything right now because any admission or denial could affect your pending habeas corpus petition being heard. That's a very special kind of legal filing. It's requesting a new trial or having her conviction or sentence thrown out. Slightly different than an appeal, as I mentioned on a previous.
Thank you, Stacy, for dropping the Discord. Anyone that wants to be more immersed into the See Me Now community, join the Discord, say what's up, join the See Me Now Discord community. If you have any questions or you just want to chat with me off stream and you want to learn about how you can clip for me or you can do whatever else or how I can help you, join the Discord community. God bless you guys.
Sidebar, she basically argued that she discovered new evidence, including what her attorney said were the existence of secret settlements with 20.
Yeah, right now, like with what I have all total, like if I were to sell everything right now, this computer that I'm streaming off of is like $1,200. Webcam, $150, which is very good webcam for $150. I suggest if you're going to stream, get this webcam. This computer down here, about $600. Ring cam, probably, I don't know, I didn't buy it, probably 100-something bucks. Like, and I got other shit too that I help me with my streaming stuff that count way up in there. I'm in the few $1,000 range.
5 men that she claims were hidden from her and her team, and if she knew about it, maybe she would have called these people as witnesses at trial. Now, her attorney actually requested that her testimony in front
I'm
of...
going to turn it up to 1.5 speed. If y'all have a problem with it, let me know and I'll turn it back down.
This committee be delayed until the habeas petition was resolved. Actually, listen to what her attorney David Marcus said yesterday in a prepared opening statement that was obtained by Politico. Here's a portion. If this committee and the American public truly want to hear the unfiltered truth about what happened, there is a straightforward path. Ms. Maxwell is prepared to speak fully and honestly if granted clemency by President Trump. And clemency could be, a commutation of her sentence. It could be a pardon, a reprieve of some kind. You're basically relaxing the punishment or the conviction in some way. So she looks like she wants to get out of prison. Quote,
that just does not look like the girl who was in the photo.
Only she can provide the complete account. Some may not like what they hear, but the truth matters. For example, both President Trump and President Clinton are innocent of any wrongdoing. Ms. Maxwell alone can explain why, and the public is entitled to hear that explanation. By the way, he had previously written in a letter to the committee on January 21st.
Thank you again, Stacy, for being in here every single time and showing love and support. You are the best. And let me talk to you in the Discord. I really appreciate you. And when I hit 10,000, I know I gave away money, and it wasn't thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars, but I gave away what I could, which shows I'm a real one. I'm a real one. I said when I hit 10K that I would give away money, and I did, And it's not all about the money, but it's about being family. So hit me up in the Discord, Stacy, after this.
Quote, she welcomes the opportunity to share the truth and to dispel the many misconceptions and misstatements that have plagued this case from the beginning. And you had House Oversight Chair Representative Comer indicating outside in the hallway that after listening to the survivors, he doesn't believe she should be granted immunity.
I love you, Stacy, for
real. Nor clemency, because she is a very bad person. But Comer also said, this isn't done yet. They have more people scheduled to testify, including the Clintons. Take a look at this clip from C-SPAN.
Yeah,
we can confirm
the Clintons are supposed to be testifying. I think it was February 27th and February 26th is when they're going to testify. The 26th and 27th. If I'm off a day, don't freaking get mad at me, but that's around the time.
5 more depositions in the book scheduled for the Epstein investigation. On February 18th, Lex Wexner, who is a financial client of Epstein, and I believe the former CEO of Victoria's Secret. February 26th, we have former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. February 27th, former President Bill Clinton. March 11th, Richard Kahn, Epstein's accountant. And March 19th, Darren Endike, Epstein's lawyer. So we will continue to move forward and try to get answers for the American people.
And remember, even if Maxwell were to be granted protection, can she even be believed? Is she going to say whatever she needs to say? Remember, she was awfully chatty back in July of last year when she spoke with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche in a 2-day interview. So this is what we could imagine she would testify to if she was granted some sort of clemency from the president. Let's play part of that exchange from last summer.
Do you have recollection of you ever recruiting a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago Spa to go give a private massage to Mr. Epstein?
I've never recruited a masseuse from Mar-a-Lago for that, as far as I remember. I can't ever recollect doing that.
Do you remember specific names of individuals who did send letters or who did contribute?
It's been so long, I want to tell you that I don't remember.
Did you ever observe President Trump
receive a massage?
Never.
Do you know whether, for example, President Clinton ever received a massage?
I don't believe he did.
Always an issue of her credibility, especially considering she was brought up on a perjury charge back in the day for allegedly lying during a 2016 deposition. Okay, you couple all of that with what happened yesterday. So the day of her testimony was the same day that members of Congress could go to the DOJ, the Department of Justice, and look at the unredacted Epstein files. This has been a bipartisan effort, okay? You have Representatives Thomas Massie, Ro Khanna, two different sides of the...
Everybody say hi to Aubriella. Say hi to Mike. Say hi. Oh, come on. Say hi. Oh, okay, she's too shy. They're not feeling good. It's a good thing that there's no school today because they're not feeling good.
The aisle, they claimed that after reviewing the files, it was clear that men are being protected here. Massie said, quote, "What I saw that bothered me were the names of at least 6 men that have been redacted that are likely incriminated by their inclusion in these files. It took some digging to find them. I would like to give the DOJ a chance to say they made a mistake and over-redacted and let them unredact those men's names. That would probably be the best way to do it." And according to CNN, the DOJ, seemingly under this bipartisan pressure, did unredact some names. But I will tell you, you even saw this back and forth between Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and Massie, all on X yesterday. So Massie, for example, posted, "This is well-known retired CEO. DOJ should unredact this. Why did they redact it?" And then you had Deputy AG Todd Blanche respond.
There's a bunch of people saying hi. Can you say hi back? No? Just say hi all. Can you say hi all? Yeah, she's not feeling good. She just wants to be on daddy's chest. After this video, I'm going to get off, guys. But I had to, get on because Monday through Friday is the schedule, so.
The document you cite has numerous victim names. We have just unredacted Les Wexner's name from this document, but his name already appears in the files thousands of times. DOJ is hiding nothing. How about this one? At Representative Ro Khanna and I just spent 2 hours at DOJ viewing the mostly unredacted Epstein files. 4 of the 18 redacted names on this document are men born before 1970. DOJ needs to explain why they are redacted unless they were just randoms in a lineup. And then you had Todd Blanche responding, "The document you cite has numerous victim names. We have just unredacted all non-victim names from this document. The DOJ is committed to transparency." Now, to add context here, okay, so the DOJ was permitted to do the following under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, right? The law that compelled the DOJ to turn over all of the Epstein files in their possession. So it says the Attorney General...
I've said it, and I've said it a million times, that it's crazy that we need like a Epstein Transparency Act to even get out files of victims of people who have been assaulted and of people who have been hurt. We need to make a Transparency Act. Like, we're America. We want to be the world's police. We want to go start wars for stupid reasons and do all this other stuff. But in our own country, we can't just release files. I mean, but just like Pam Bondi said, oh, you want, the stock market to crash, you want this to crash, and that's just because she's saying, allegedly, I'm just saying allegedly, that, help her get in the same game. Elia, help her get in the same game. Oh, you're not, never mind, you're not in that game, okay. But it's crazy how we need an Epstein Transparency Act. We need to make an Epstein Transparency Act to release the files. But we'll go to war for people who are being persecuted in other countries and things like that. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
May withhold or redact the segregable portions of records that, quote, contain personally identifiable information of victims, depict or contain child sexual abuse materials, would jeopardize an active federal investigation or ongoing prosecution, provided that such withholding is narrowly tailored and temporary, depict or contain images of death, physical abuse, or injury of any person, or contain information specifically authorized under criteria established by an executive order to be kept secret in the interest of national defense or foreign policy. But I want you to listen, for example, to what Jamie Raskin said yesterday in this C-SPAN clip.
For example, Mr. Wexner, his name was redacted from a government document, and I couldn't understand the logic of that. He was not a victim, and his name has appeared other places. Now, the Department of Justice has not sent forth its so-called privilege log, so it's not explained yet why there might be certain redactions that have been made. I saw one document which was an email that
Trust me, I know they're the best ages. I take in every second I can of cuddling them like this, because I know there's going to be a day when they're older and they want nothing to do with me, and I'm just their dad, and they don't want to cuddle no more. They don't, you know what I mean? It's always want to cuddle. I know, but they're, I just know there's going to be a day where they don't want nothing to do with me. So I take every single second of this into, I just love it with both my babies. All right, let's finish this video, then I'm going to get off, guys.
Was sent by Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, which was the forward of an email that he had received from some of his lawyers giving an account of a conversation between Epstein lawyers and Trump lawyers and others about what had taken place during that 2009 period. It was during the period of the 2009 investigation. And Epstein's lawyers synopsized and quoted Trump as saying that that Jeffrey Epstein was not a member of his club at Mar-a-Lago, but he was a guest at Mar-a-Lago, and he had never been asked to leave. And that was redacted for some indeterminate, inscrutable reason. I know it seems to be at odds with some things that President Trump has been saying recently about how he had kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his club or asked him to leave.
And you heard the name before, but Les Wexner is the retail guru behind Victoria's Secret, a known Epstein associate. Epstein apparently managed his finances at one point, but he's denied any involvement in the past. And by the way, I will also say there was an internal FBI document that suggested, quote, there is little evidence regarding his involvement. Now, I actually did a sidebar yesterday on how the Epstein files reveal all of these internal FBI memos and communications that suggest there's not actually any concrete evidence that Epstein trafficked girls to other men. So the question is, what is going on here? There seems to be a disparity. Again, is Maxwell hiding something? In a hearing before Congress last year, you had FBI Director Kash Patel emphasize this, saying there was no evidence of this trafficking. Quote, if there were, I would bring the case yesterday that he trafficked to other individuals.
Jeremy said she will be proud to walk down the aisle with you and give you a big hug at the end. I know. I don't even want to think about that day, okay? I'm a single father, full-time, of 2 daughters. I don't even want to think about that day. It just breaks my heart knowing how grown my kids are getting. Even within the past year of me having them and having custody, it's just, yeah.
And the information we have, again, is limited. Now, I got to talk about the President Trump of it all, because this came out, too, yesterday in a very big way. So according to an FBI report, Trump seemingly called a Florida police chief back in the early 2000s to talk about Jeffrey Epstein. The document says, quote, Donald Trump told Redacted that he threw Epstein out of his club. Trump called the PBPD to tell him, thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this. Trump told him people in New York knew Epstein was disgusting. Trump said Maxwell was Epstein's operative. Quote, she is evil and to focus on her. Trump told Redacted that he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump, quote, got the hell out of there. Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein. Now, the name of this person that was interviewed is redacted, but based on information provided in the report, CNBC identified the interviewee, and other outlets, I believe, did as well, as former Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Reeder, and he had retired by the time the FBI sat down with him in 2019. This is after Epstein had died in his prison cell or his jail cell. And it's interesting because this account arguably corroborates what Epstein apparently wrote author Michael Wolff in an email, which came out in a prior release. Quote, Redacted worked at Mar-a-Lago. She was the one that accused Prince Andrew. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. By the way, at the same time, Trump has denied knowing about what Epstein was up to, and there was at one point he even said he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago for stealing employees. So the bottom line is, what do we make of all this? Is this what Maxwell was allegedly afraid?
Yeah, R.I.P. to my tortoise, man. I don't know how it happened. I really tried, but I think it's because he came from a Florida rescue camp where he was used to being outside all the way up to North Dakota, and it just didn't work out.
To talk about? Okay, let's discuss. Let me bring in Dave Arenberg, a former Palm Beach County state attorney, to talk more about this. Dave, always good to see you. Okay, let's start with Maxwell. Did she invoke the Fifth to protect her from jeopardizing her habeas corpus petition, or is she hiding information?
Well, I think both. Two things can be true at the same time, Jesse. First, she does have an appeal out there, a habeas appeal. Her direct appeal was rejected by the U.S. Supreme Court. I don't think she has much of a shot on her habeas appeal, but she does have the right to invoke the Fifth. but also at the same time, she wants to protect herself and others from what she knows. She has still to this day never revealed what she knows. She has always denied that she and Jeffrey Epstein ever did anything inappropriate. That's why, by the way, she was charged with perjury in the first Trump administration for lying under oath that she never saw Jeffrey Epstein engage in anything inappropriate. So she is a professional liar. We should not believe anything she ever says. And here she is, not just trying to protect herself, but also trying to ensure that her best chance of getting released from prison, which would be a pardon or a commutation by President Trump, is still out there. She did not want to answer any questions about Donald Trump, and she did not want to respond to any question with the fifth. So, for example, she took the fifth at the beginning, saying, I'm taking the fifth, I'm not answering any questions. She did not want the embarrassment of being asked, did you ever see Donald Trump engaged in anything criminal with Jeffrey Epstein? And her respond with, I take the fifth. That's a bad look.
Why should we expect that she would say anything different than what she said to Todd Blanche, where she said, there was no massages. I didn't see the president get a massage. I don't think Clinton did anything wrong. If she's granted some sort of clemency, if she's granted immunity in her testimony, if she got all the protection in the world, do you anticipate she would say anything different?
Well,
implicate people and implicate these unknown people and all this? Do you think she would say anything different?
Well, she talks outside both sides of her mouth. In her habeas petition, she said that there were 25 individuals that she knows of who cut civil deals.
I don't know if she knows the identity of them. She just knows that, right? She said there was 25 people who cut settlements, and she would have called them as witnesses had she known about it. I don't know if she knows the official identities. Maybe?
How would she call them as witnesses if she didn't know the identity, right? I mean, it's hard to believe that Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the devil's accomplice, wouldn't know.
Yo, all my mods, please go after It's a Bit. You know, go after him. You know, I'm a single fucking father who is chasing his dream and consistent Monday through Friday being on stream. Cover yourself. Like, me having my kid, like, seriously, scroll past if you don't enjoy it. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
The identity of the alleged people that these girls were trafficked to. So remember, she was convicted of sex trafficking. Who were the recipients of the sex trafficking? Was it just Jeffrey Epstein?
My daughter's sick right now, wants to be on my chest, and I'm almost done with my stream, so of course I'm gonna let her be on my chest and love her. Maybe when you have kids, you'll realize, or maybe even if you have a dream you want to follow, you'll realize. Jesus Christ.
Epstein. So she knows names. Now, whether she'll reveal them or not, she's never done it before, but she wants to save herself. So she said that, her lawyer said that she would tell all if she could get clemency from Trump. She will exonerate Trump. She will exonerate Bill Clinton. She will say everything for the first time, what she knows. So she's just in it for herself. She knows information, and she's trying to dangle that as the carrot to get herself released.
Do you think that'll be do you think that's a realistic possibility?
Thank you,
because I played it before. You know, Comer says she's basically a really bad person, that she's been called a monster. You hear this bipartisan appeal where both sides are saying she should not be granted any protection whatsoever. She's a monster. She's a convicted sex trafficker. Without getting too political, do you think that there is a possibility she could be granted a pardon, some sort of clemency, and she then speaks freely and testifies, and whether it's in a public forum or in a deposition that may or may not be released? Do you think that that is a possibility here?
I think it's a real possibility if she's granted a pardon or a commutation of her sentence on Trump's way out of office. Remember, she did a 9-hour interview with Todd Blanche, and after that interview, she was transferred to a minimum security prison where she was not entitled to go. She, as a sex offender,
100%, I noticed that. 100%. It's called I'm Consistent. I'm chasing my dreams on the way to 100,000 subscribers, and this is my job. And if my kids are sick and there's no school, of course I'm going to sit here and cuddle my kid on the last couple minutes of my stream. Like, get the fuck out of here.
as a convicted sex trafficker, is not allowed to be at this facility. And not only is she at this facility, but she gets puppies, she gets extra toilet paper, she gets treated really well there by the warden of the prison. So she's already gotten a benefit. Now, could I see her getting a pardon or commutation if she says the right things or doesn't say anything? Yeah, I could see that on Trump's way out of office. Not before then, though, because this would be such a huge political disaster to do so. Now, with that said, there is still no evidence that I've seen that Trump has engaged in criminal activity here. We've seen these allegations without any corroboration. And so it's not fair to say that she's just going to, spill the beans and all these people are going to be charged. The Department of Justice has said there's not enough evidence to charge any new co-conspirators, but she does know a whole lot of information that she has never given up. So will she give it up after she gets a pardon? I don't think so. I think that she just takes these secrets to the grave with her.
Well, let me ask you about this. This idea that she has secret information about co-conspirators, accomplices, or just people connected to this in some way, because let's just talk about what happened yesterday. We did a whole sidebar and how basically what you just said, the files reveal the FBI, through case summaries and communications, basically said there's no evidence that Epstein trafficked girls to other powerful men. There's no videos, there's no photos. And then you see this flurry of activity from Capitol Hill yesterday, where you had members of Congress who could go in, look at the unredacted files. Can two things be true at once? Can they say, hey, we looked at the unredacted files, we believe there are men who were involved in this. We do believe that there were men that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked girls to, but at the same time, the FBI could be correct in their conclusion to state, or prosecutors would be correct in their conclusion to state, we don't think there was enough evidence to support charges. We don't think there was enough evidence to support a crime. I mean, can two things be true at once? The members saying one, members of Congress's narrative from what they viewed and what the feds say?
Yes, if you parse the Fed's words, because they did seem to indicate with Kash Patel's testimony that there was no evidence against other co-conspirators. Not that we have evidence, but not enough to bring charges. Now, that would be a little different. But I do think two things can be true at the same time, where you have the names in the files, but you don't have enough evidence to bring criminal charges. It is hard to bring criminal charges in an old case like this. Memories fade, victims like Virginia Giuffre die, the evidence spoils. You need corroboration. You're dealing with very powerful individuals who have a lot of money, and so you got to have the goods if you're going to bring the case. But if there's the goods, then they should bring the case. And the only way for us to know if there's the goods is by releasing the Epstein files. And right now there are 3 million pages that continue to be withheld. So I see what the members of Congress are saying. And that's why, as long as there is a lack of transparency, this controversy, this scandal will never go away.
Do you think the DOJ over-redacted for maybe good reasons out of an abundance of caution, or is there a cover-up?
I think the priority for this administration is to protect the president. And I think that they are really looking closely at every document to make sure there's not even any smoke out there. And again, we don't know of any evidence that he committed any crimes, but Trump doesn't want his name to be put out there in the same sentence as Jeffrey Epstein. Even though we have seen it in the files, I think that the number one goal for the investigators here is to make sure that Trump's name is redacted whenever possible. And so I don't think we're going to see this before Trump leaves office. I think the files will continue to be withheld and redacted. And the way they've gone about it is that they have leaned into the exceptions. For example, there's an exception in the Epstein Files Transparency Act that says that you don't have to release the documents if it relates to an ongoing criminal investigation. So the Trump administration started a new criminal investigation, and they're leaning into that and say, hey, we can't release the files. I don't know if that's in good faith or not. It'll be up to a judge ultimately. Also, in the Epstein Files Transparency Act, it says nothing about withholding documents based on work product privilege or deliberative process privilege. And the administration is leaning into that, saying, hey, you said nothing about these two exemptions, so we're going to assume we can take those privileges. And a lot of these documents relate to work product and deliberative process, internal communications, and they have redacted or withheld all of them. So they're leaning into exemptions that may or may not exist under the act.
And to be clear, this privilege log that they're supposed to supply to Congress, these are the reasons for the redactions. How much transparency will that provide in terms of why they made redactions? What would that tell us?
It'll tell us the subject matter, what's the area and of the documents, like what does it pertain to, and why did you withhold it? Right now, the administration has not turned over that privilege log. They're required to under the Epstein Files Transparency Act. They have not done so already. That will be very revealing, but you got to get the document first.
Well, I also have to push back a little bit in this idea that is it all to, I know the narrative, it's all to protect the president, but you heard Jamie Raskin say, why is Les Wexner's name redacted when he's already a known Jeffrey Epstein associate? Not saying he engaged in any criminal wrongdoing, not saying he had knowledge of it, he's denied it. But if we're talking in this bigger conversation, is Maxwell hiding a secret about big players, about big people? Why are you seeing, you heard Massey say there's these names of, 6 individuals that should be or that were redacted. It seems bigger than just the president. It seems that there might be other people, and it does become a question. Again, were their names redacted because there was sensitive information, whether it was regarding an ongoing investigation, personally identifiable information, something of that nature? Or is there this need to protect them for nefarious reasons, or a need to protect them because they don't want to unnecessarily be logged into this if they have nothing to do with it? Again, it's so confusing because we're getting this mixed messaging, and it's also very difficult to go on social media and make sense of what people are saying and what conclusions people are drawing about it. You tell me.
You're not supposed to protect these alleged co-conspirators at all. In fact, under the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
Well, if they're co-conspirators, if they're, let's say they're just, I don't know, they're just mentioned in some way. I mean,
there's no exception. There's no exception for embarrassment. In fact, the Epstein Files Transparency Act says the opposite. It said that embarrassment is not an excuse. You have to release the names. The only names you cannot release are the names of the victims. So unless these names are victim release names of people who have not been charged with a crime, you're going to be dragging them.
All right, guys, we get it. I appreciate everybody who's been sticking with me through the stream. And again, I hope that you know, maybe he was trolling, I don't know, but thank you again to Jim for the $32 in donations, and thank you to Antipathy for the $2 as well. Thank you guys for the donations. You have no idea how much it supports the channel. We do this Monday through Friday, 9 to 9:30 a.m. Central Time to 1 to 2 o'clock Central Time. And we continue to just search for the truth and do the best work we can do, and I try and do the best work I can do as a single father. If you want to support me off stream, you can go to the pinned comment, www.ko-fi.com/see-me-now, and donate through there. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will not be on tomorrow because I'm bringing my kid to go get her tonsils checked, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday should be regular streaming times, and any other videos you guys